Hi everybody, welcome to ZealZaddy. I'm Scott, and I'm the DM and Storyteller here. My pronouns are he, him, and this is Elixia, our D&D 5e campaign. This episode is titled The Shadow. You can follow us everywhere on at ZealZaddy, including, as of today, a Mastodon account, which I have no idea what I'm doing over there or how it works, but hey, we'll figure it out at some point. And it's, in case Twitter implodes or something, we got to have somewhere else to talk. We release products on Drive-Thru RPG. We just released today the Gangs of Vadishar Volume 3, or Rogues Gallery 3, actually. So go check that out and be watching on Cyber Monday. There may be a sale going on. Maybe. So let's get our players in here because they're much cooler and more interesting anyway. All right. Let's see. Why don't we start with the least talkative one tonight, which is Morgan, who said like 4 words. Oh, his mic's down. Let's skip over to Jada, to Jazz, who has said 100 things already. Somebody that can talk.
Hello. What up? My name's Jazz, also known as Scoria on Twitter for now. I haven't actually looked into any other socials, so if you can't find me there, you can probably find me on Tumblr. I haven't really delved into that in a minute, but we'll see what happens in the coming weeks. You can also find me on Girls Run These Worlds, Mondays for the Arcane Corps, and Thursdays, except not this Thursday, for the Invisible Sword Coven. And a couple of other projects in the works, but I am not allowed to talk about them yet. Yay! Tonight I'm playing Jada, our Warforged sorcerer / fighter. They are going through it, just like all of us are, but they seem to be relatively fine. They almost died last session, but who cares?
I care.
I also care. I Jazz care. I care. Jada doesn't care. Let's see. Anything else? I don't think that's it. I think that's it. I don't know if you guys know this, but I live tweet our sessions. You can go to Twitter at Scoria and follow us. I am hilarious, so please do that.
And it's true. Yeah. All of it. That she does it and that she's hilarious.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to Tiffany. I know. Is your mic working?
Yeah, it is. I just was. Hi, I'm Tiffany. I play Cerridwen, and she goes by Dwin. She's the bard of the party. She's going through a lot of emotional distress and trying to wade through her loss of Vesryn and wade through learning to be a person again. So, and on top of that, trying to figure out what is going on with the world, and it's so she's struggling. So here's a fun fact about me. We were talking about fan fiction earlier, and I wrote Avatar: The Last Airbender fan fiction when I was 13. And if Nick.com still has their fan fiction up, you can look up Tiffy which was my username, and you can find the Dragon's Wrath.
I'm so delighted that you just put that out there. I would never.
That is so tight, for real. That is so
I don't know if
sick.
it's still there, but go ahead and read it. I read it when I was like 13. There's a lot of chapters. I was very invested. I had 2 really devoted fans. And
type it in the chat, please. I want to see. Type in the chat because I don't want to forget.
I'll see if I can try to find it. But
please.
It was basically about Toph before Toph was made. Because I started writing it when it was still season 1, and so there's this sassy Earthbender girl who goes over to Zuko and is like, I also want to find the Avatar, and he's like, who are you? And then it's also about the Fire Nation enslaving dragons, because I thought they enslaved them instead of murdered them. But spoilers for a 10-year-old show. But yeah, so there was. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of good ideas there, but I don't know if my 13-year-old mind executed it well. But there you go.
PG-16. Okay, let's go to Natalie.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Natalie. I use she, they pronouns, as does my character, Desis, who is the druid of the party. Like many of us, also dealing with stuff, but trying to hold it together as best as she can, even though everything's just bubbling under that surface, ready to pour over. You can find me on most places on the internet with either Ghost Candle or Ghostly Candle, because some people steal it. And I'm also found on Girls from These Worlds. I'm doing things. We announced the authors of the zine, the first zine that Girls Write These Worlds are doing, their sister program. I'm an author on that. I made an item. We'll see what it is. It's going to be great. Also, I'm going to be DMing over there. I'll say more on the week of, but expect December 1st for a very fun, wintry, festive, romped adventure. As well as other things that have yet to be thrown out there. So I am also stuffs. Yeah. I think that's about it. Otherwise, check out my Ko-Fi, ko-fi.com/ghostlycandle, where I have, or Ghost Candle, not Ghostly, Ghost Candle, where I have arts, I have emote packs, all the emote packs, dozens and dozens, and stuffs. That's it.
All right, Blake.
I'm gonna make an account called Ghostly Candle so they can like find me on accident. Won't be as nearly as good, so it's gonna be pretty terrible art, but you know, you can find me there too. Hi everybody. I play Hipley Amberwater, and he's just done with like everything. Just done. Just know to everything. Yeah, I don't do as cool stuff as they all do. I play in some games though, which is fun. So excited to get to do that. Some other streams too. But yeah, check out their stuff though. They do some wild stuff. Like, I don't know if Tiffany talked about her own stream that she does. I don't know if she talked about her fanfiction, but she also has an awesome stream. Natalie's art is on point. I don't know if she's still taking commissions, but look at her art. Like, come on, look at that. And Jazz on point. Like, all those streams, like, come on now. Come on. And Scott's stuff, like, you see the stuff he's put in this game. Like, think about that. Look at stuff he puts his work. For real, you aren't checking it out. Like, you're making kind of a big mistake.
I wing everything.
Need to. Okay, we're not supposed to stay on stream. Okay, hold on. Cut. We gotta... We'll retake. It's fine. But for real, check out their stuff. And Morgan, I don't have to say anything about Morgan because, like, you already know, like, Mindflame Mondays. Come on, you already know. I got to be DM'd by him too, and it was fun. I'm still waiting to get DM'd by Tiffany because she's awesome DM as well. And I want to do Natalie as well. I'll try to get Natalie's game too, but you know, I was able to. But seriously, check out all these people, and yeah, and watch our stream too right now.
All right, what's up, Morgan?
What's up, travelers? I am Morgan with Mindflame Mondays. My pronouns are he, him. You can find me on social media everywhere except on Twitter and Hive Social at Mindflame Mondays on Twitter and Hive Social, which is my new one I just added today. It's Mindflame Mun. I am the founder of Mindflame Mondays. It's a website where you can hire myself or one of our other amazing professional dungeon masters to run adventures for you and your friends. Beyond that, we do beyond pro DMing. We also do t-shirts and stuff on Amazon and on Redbubble. Thank you, Tiffany. I will always forever give you credit. And besides the products we sell on there, we also have content on the DMs Guild that you can check out. And I also have a podcast, surprise, called Mindflame Mondays podcast, where we do a D&D 5e campaign sprinkled in with some other games in between as we go about, like Monster of the Week, where some of my players actually step in and they take the DM chair. And two things I want to say before I tell my character. I'm part of another group that's working on a new podcast. We're still putting it together called Keeping It Dicey. That should be really interesting. Everybody that's on the cast is all Dungeon Masters, and we take turns rotating. And sorry, I'm just laughing because Tiffany's letting us know that they removed the forums. I am also writing some stuff together because I am super interested in running a Masks game. So if you know Masks from Powered by the Apocalypse, I do plan on running one. I don't have a cast yet together, so be on the lookout for that when I do that, okay? So now with that said, I play Eisen. I used to play Vesryn, but unfortunately Vesryn is not currently with us. So I am playing a new character known as Eisen, and he is a little bit odd and a little bit mysterious. Nobody really knows what's his deal. Apparently he has visions, and that's where we're at. So And I'm, as always, excited to be here playing with you wonderful people.
Okay, anybody want to do a recap?
Well,
You want to
I
start
want
off?
to clarify something. Nick.com took its forums down, but if you want to watch I posted the first 3 glorious chapters on DeviantArt.com, so look up Tiffy Tan.
So rad. So,
And
oh
then
my god.
it's called Dragon's Wrath.
So you're bringing it back, right? This is like a big segue to be like, and it's new chapters on the way.
Yeah, good time. They're making making movies. Get it out there.
I'm returning to it now that I'm 30. You know.
But now we can see a different take on it, though. It'll be tight. So, like,
Right now's the perfect time to get into it because they also have the RPG that just came out too.
It's
also,
true.
and I do plan on running one of those too once they get all my books because I actually was part of the Kickstarter. So
It's a
yeah,
good
look out
game.
for that as well. Oh yeah, I'm excited. So, anyways,
Yes. Last time, we were still in our separate little groups. Dwen and Desis with Eisen in Shaley, Jada over in Kymel, and Hipley is beginning his own journey. And yeah, stuff was still being weird. Hipley had the most hilarious moments.
Hipley just played it smart. He's like, not falling for this today. So, as on the prize.
what was it that he said? Nope.
Nope. He did a nope.
Yep.
He said, I'm
Just
out.
nope.
He said, his exact words. He goes, "Yeah, no, I'm out."
Trying to get out of these visions that keep popping up.
Because I was walking, I had to walk through, I was walking,
so
and it was, it was,
It was just some teenagers having a picnic, man. I mean, what's
It will,
In the middle of the
If
woods.
you see what happened in this episode, another character we're gonna get to, you guys see, Hipley made the right choice. He did not get killed by any creepy, snail-like creature. I'm just
I
saying.
didn't get killed.
How much
I
HP?
had 11 hit points.
And only because
Fine.
you're resistant to acid.
Because
If
I
you
was
were-
smart. Okay, we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Acid monsters are
Yeah.
generally all bad. They're one of the worst things to deal with.
Especially by oneself. Oh my gosh, they're so cool.
Yeah, that
But
was
yeah,
a,
but so-
that was a
Underground
gourd
Oracle.
from Underground Oracle. They make some very cool monsters. That's one of my favorites. One of my 5, it's in my top 5 of their monsters. Because it's just so weird. All right.
It was about to take Jada out, but
It did, but it didn't.
Yeah.
so we're all kind of split apart. We're all kind of planning to reconvene because Hipley got the letter, so he was going to travel to visit. So he made his way there. While that was going on, Decent and Dwen were kind of talking to, learning about things, discussing. And they even met up with Eisen again too, and had a better. I think this time went a lot smooth. Not smooth, but it went
A little
better.
more even. But we were figuring out that there's a lot of weird things going on and that maybe we had to reach out to Hipley and Jada to see if they were experiencing weird things. But Jada's fine as we go over to Jada and see
Oh,
what
yeah.
got her on the road in the first
All
place.
good. Everything's
Yeah.
fine.
Everything's fine except for the fact that Vesryn's dick of a father was like, "Hey, can you help me with the
So
With the
good.
taxes or
with
whatever.
the taxes?" Or I think it was the I don't know.
You,
Counting money.
Yeah.
Counting money
That
of
was
some
such
sort.
a good scene.
He was like, I heard you were good at math. And they were like, yeah. And he was like, do you want to help? And they were like, no. And,
No, you're
no,
awesome.
you're the worst.
I gave everything to my son, so what are you talking about? I did everything
it's
for
a
them. I'm a good
total-
dad.
And then he proved that he's the worst.
Get out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that he proved that he's the worst. But I mean, we all knew that. And here's
Yep.
the thing: is if he and Jada had a conversation before, in 5-6 months they've been here, before this time, Jada wouldn't have stayed as long because Jada puts their foot in their mouth sometimes and maybe tells it like it is. And needless to say, Vesryn's dad, whose name I can never remember, but it's fine because who doesn't deserve for me to remember?
He shares the same name as the city, Phelan. It's spelled differently, but it's the same name.
I hate this man. told them to get out. Essentially, did not appreciate them telling him that he's an asshole. So he was like, leave, and they were like, fine.
Yep.
So they dipped. Ran into some trouble along the way, but it's totally fine. Handled it like a freaking pro. Ran away, far away, and met back up with the gang.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you
Just in time for the
ran into
Badger
something
Festival.
along the way, though.
You jumped onto the orb though, which you jumped to
I
the snail I think
did.
for a second.
Yes,
Cool.
I needed it to get close enough to me because I had a feeling it wasn't like all that smart. So I just yeah, I handled it.
Right. And then at the end of the night, Eisen stepped out for a moment out of the library.
No,
I-
he was
I-
going to go
library.
sleep outside.
Eisen-
He was very
Eisen-
awkward.
Eisen felt like he should give these friends time together without being that odd man out. And as he stepped outside, Jada noticed something latch onto him the moment he left the house.
And granted, Eisen left, we're all sleeping, so it's not like we're having a moment. We're all just sleeping. It's like, I need to get out of here. Like, we'll ruin this sleeping moment. Because we're all just sleeping.
he
we weren't
felt,
even
he felt
conversing.
awkward. He felt awkward, and so he was like, I'm gonna just sleep outside. Jada was like, I'm not gonna stop you. And we realized that inside Hipley's library, everything's normal.
Yes, Thesis can taste, right?
Pieces can taste.
Yeah, I can taste
Music-
everything other than fish.
Music sounds great.
good to Cerridwen, and
Quick, get some children. Let me see if I can see.
and we couldn't test Hipley's thing, but we assumed it was fine. And Jada hasn't had any weird stuff happening to them, so
But Hipley did try to make Eisen just have a vision. It doesn't work that way though.
Get on with it.
She's like, have a vision.
Close up a psychic? Wow. Okay.
and yeah, so that's where we left off with a weird bird thing attaching itself to Eisen, and Jada.
It was more like a shadowy wing than a bird. It was just about
Shadowy
that
wing thing.
size.
We also got a message from an NPC from a long time ago named Lady Diabid, who's a Fae royalty, I think,
Yes.
nobility, and she possessed.
It was creepy.
It was great.
A kobold, and the kobold delivered the message of like, "Hey, I'm sorry I can't come to your party. I'm busy like exploring the meaning of the soul," or something like that. And we're like, cool.
Bless.
But then Dwayne got the idea of like, hey, if anyone's gonna figure out anything about the nature of the soul, like it's gonna be something like a fae, fae royalty. So she got the idea to try to like plant a lot of trees to get David's attention again and be like, hey, let's talk about souls. We need help. So that's her plan.
Do you need me to repost what she had him say?
I think Eisen's plan was, why don't we just knock on a couple trees and see if she responds?
I mean, wouldn't hurt.
Okay, so this, I'll post it in the chat. This is what Gunnel, that was the kobold lawyer, said.
And Gunnar was drunk. Gunnar was gone.
What's going on?
Where am I? Who are you?
Yeah, and we ended with this shadowy thing sort of wrapping around the head and face of Eisen, and him laying down and going to sleep, not even noticing. Because it may have been nothing.
Oh, of course, you're right.
He would have
It's never
noticed.
Right,
it.
so
nothing.
yeah, it's probably just nothing.
It's
You're good.
never nothing with you, Scott. It's never nothing. If you make a point to let us know, it's something.
I almost titled this episode, "Are you sure?"
Fear.
And I was like, no, don't want to do that. That's too meta.
I'll just say, yeah, no. Nope.
Nope.
We're out.
So,
Walking into the ocean.
I have a question about the shadowy thing.
uh-huh.
When it wraps around Eisen's head or whatever, does it like disappear? Essentially?
Yeah, it just sort of disappears around him and around his head, and then it's gone. It doesn't fly
You
away.
did say- You also said that like I looked back for like a moment, and that she said my eyes looked black.
Yeah,
Or you
like
said
your
my
eyes were
looked
like
black from it.
right, like covered by a shadowy wingtips. And it happened when
I have to kill
Eisen
Eisen.
got off of the grounds of the library.
Yeah.
And there you are. Eisen's going to sleep, and you're inside the library.
I opened the door.
Okay.
Hey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And Eisen will step towards you.
Make me a perception check, Jada.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I lost that. I lost my Jada D20.
What? Oh,
I wasn't rolling that good last time, so we're good.
18.
Okay. When he crosses the threshold of the grounds, there's like a wispy smoke that like comes off the back of his head and fades away into nothing.
It's like smoke?
Yeah, it's like a shadow that just sort of fades into nothing, like a smoke trail behind him. But just for a moment.
Okay. You want me to go back out?
Take a step back.
And when that happens, I'll wait.
I'm like, as I'm stepping back, is there a reason for all this? And
I'm going to... How far away is he?
I step back, like as I'm saying it to you. I am stepping
About
back.
20 feet.
20 feet? Awesome! I'm going to use my blade. I'm going to cast Booming Blade. See if that works. And I'm going to aim for the thing. I'm not telling him that I'm doing this. I'm going to aim for the thing that is trying to attach itself to his head.
But you don't see it there. Because he hasn't stepped back.
He's stepping
No,
back.
I said
Yeah, he's
as
in
I
the
was saying,
process
I
of
was
stepping
stepping
back.
back.
Oh, okay. So you step
As I'm
back,
like, what-
and
is
you
there a
see
point to all this?
you see it
Yeah.
again. You see this shadow, like blurry, shadowy wing that kind of wraps around it, and it sort of wraps like this.
I would like. I'm prepared for this. I just want to. I want to just swipe at that space above his head. I'm not going to hit him. Just as it is.
Unless you roll bad and hit me.
Which you would be well within your rights to be pissed if I did that, but I'm not going to miss.
Okay, roll.
Cool.
ahead.
I'm going to use my I can't remember what it's called. My feature that gives me advantage. I'm not going to miss. It's fine.
The advantage feature, you know.
The advantage feature. What the heck is this called? Hold on. Let me see. That's a fighting spirit. And I'm casting Booming Blade so that if it's an invisible thing, hopefully it'll light it up. I need another D20. Oh, cool. This is my plan. It might not work. It probably won't work. We'll just see. Nothing. Oh, I got double 17s. Plus one.
That hits my
Plus-
armor class. You hit me. No.
I'm not aiming for you, child. 23.
Back up, bam.
23 hits the space right near his head, and when it does, there's this like smoky white that kind of rolls off the top of his head, and you hear in your ear for a moment, it's like a.
And as not knowing what's going on, he just sees.
But
her
you were
throwing
just
her
attacked
weapon.
too.
Yeah, as far as I know, she was trying to attack me. You see me roll, like to dodge out from your blow, and as I come up, you see two blades in my hands that I didn't have anywhere on my body before, and I'm like holding them like ready to fight you. Oh, what's going on?
Is it like lit? Is the thing lit up, or did it just dissipate?
No, it made like a smoky, like a burn sound and smell from where it hit, and you saw smoke rise
What do you get?
but that's all you saw from it, because it was in the process of like disappearing again to your sight, and it did continue to disappear, but you definitely hit something and made it burn or something.
And I'm holding. I'm calling you. What?
Yeah, of course.
What's going? What was that? What's going on? What are you trying to do?
Huh.
No, not huh.
You have your fists up like an old
No,
school
I have
boxer?
daggers.
He's daggers. He's got
As I
Oh, your
rolled up,
okay.
I
didn't
rolled
hear
up
the
daggers in my hand that were never on my body anywhere before this.
I thought you were
Never
becoming
seen
a
one.
pugilist.
No. He had. I was just here. It's better if I grab some stuff. There you go. All right. There you go. All right.
The
Cool.
pen is mightier.
Hey, wait a minute. You never had daggers. What is up with that?
Yeah, I think Jada kind of looks. Jada's not.
Is Jada suspicious?
No, not really. Jada just kind of stares at him. Is he behind the boundary or is he in front of it? Like, is he closer to me or is he close outside of it?
I rolled
He's
side. You tell
outside.
me.
He was already outside, so when he rolled sideways, he remained outside the boundary.
Remained outside. So, one more time.
Not until you explain what you're doing.
I'm testing. I'm testing.
Testing
something.
what? Testing my skills in combat.
No, don't flatter yourself. No,
I don't know what you're doing. You just threw a blade at me, and now you're asking me to step back in.
I wasn't at you. Chill. Relax. I'm not trying to kill you or whatever. It would be pointless. Can you just take a step or two towards me, please? I'm trying to see something.
You see him, and as he releases his dagger, they just disappear, and he'll take a step in.
Does it?
Yeah,
disappear?
and you see it sort of turn into a smoky wisp trail behind him as he steps across the threshold.
Huh. Are you still sleeping outside?
What, go inside after you just try to hit me with a blade?
It's a yes or no question.
Yes. I'll
Okay.
stay out here because...
Don't move. Lay down right there.
I don't understand what is going on. I would like you to explain some things before I just do
I saw a weird shadow thing attach itself to your head as soon as you cross the boundary. So don't cross the boundary. Stay right there.
All
If you
right.
want to live. Or don't.
Well-
I don't care.
Well, let's see if it happens to you. Why don't you step across? Let me see if that happens to you.
No. Good night. Jada closes the door.
And he just stands there looking confused, slightly angry, mostly just confused. And he'll stay over here just because, I mean, weird stuff's happening. He'll lay down there, but he keeps his body towards the door, so that way if you do come back out, hopefully he'll be ready for it.
Jada will just set up a kind of sentry where they can see both like the hallway that like leads to the others' rooms and
Okay.
the window, so I can just keep an eye on.
Easy enough because
everything.
the front door is one hall into the main library, and off to the sides are the doors to the rooms. So you're on sentry.
I'm on sentry.
And are you doing anything through the night, or are you going to let him sleep and let everyone else sleep?
I'll let everyone else sleep. We can figure it out in the morning.
Every so often she just throws something out at me to make sure I'm awake and I don't get a good night's sleep.
That'd be really mean. Jada's not mean. They're just really callous.
No, I know. I just that would be really funny though. Stay away. Damn it.
Hazing.
And somewhere in the middle of the night, maybe when morning is starting to come, you can maybe catch a little light coming up. You see coming down from the party, Rhiannon, that's Cerridwen's mom, is heading over to all of you. And she looks kind of bewildered at this building in front of her. I don't think she's ever seen the library, has she?
I don't think she has, no.
I don't think so.
Because even on the island when we used it, she was never around.
Yeah, I don't think she's ever seen it. But she sees Eisen lying out in front of it, and she comes over and shakes him. Were you drinking the giant's ale again? Firbolg ale. They
sleeping.
call it giants.
I was sleeping.
What is this? Your home? Did you just put a home here somehow?
No, not. This is not my. This is your daughter's friends. One of theirs.
It's really big. And it
It's
wasn't
a
here
library.
yesterday. I'm sure of that. Right?
No,
Are you sure?
Yeah, it wasn't here before. I watched them make it here. He doesn't know how to describe it other than they made it here.
And as she's looking, she realizes there's cats everywhere. And like, are all those your cats trying to get in their house?
No,
Do you have cats?
None of this is mine. None of it.
Are you okay?
Strange night.
And she looks around the building. Yeah, I'd say so.
I go wake up Cerridwen, by the way.
And she starts heading to the door. And you see a huge footstep between the door and her. And she backs off really quick. And just freezes in place.
Um,
And
I
you,
look at the
you
bird.
see this,
It-
and there's a huge bird, like tree-sized bird.
she's friends. I don't know how, you know.
So you get back there to where Cerridwen is, Jada.
Perhaps it's best you just wait out here. I can
She's
see
not
if it'll let
moving.
me pass. I'll see if it'll let me pass since I was in there last night. So I don't know if it'll let me.
Cerridwen, your mom's
I think it's
outside.
swallowed by an abyss.
That's the end of that.
Does it let me pass, Scott, since I was in there last night?
Well, its foot is really big. You'd have to climb it or go around it.
I would try to go around it and see if I can get
Okay.
into the... Because I don't know. I don't know that Jada's trying to get...
It doesn't stop you.
Okay. I'll see if I can get the others.
So, Dwyn's just kind of... I feel like she just would have crashed on one of the beds and has, like, a bunch of books on her. Just, oh,
Your mom.
okay, yeah, I'm coming. She gets out of bed and then
And there's a huge orange foot.
huge orange foot
And your
in front
mom
of the
looks
door.
terrified.
Oh,
Like
and
you're
I just
frozen.
kind of crack open the door and I'm like, don't worry, Mom, it's just a foot. she just woke up, like that's all she's got, man. It's just a foot.
And the foot lifts up.
Just yeah, I mean, you just like to walk around.
The foot lifts up, and she like watches the bird go back into its patrol position. And she starts walking forward, but looking at the bird as she does so. And you can tell she just took her first breath.
It's a lot to take in at first. This is
this here permanently?
no.
Like, where'd this come from?
Well, Hipley can summon a library and puts it back. He can also drop it on people, which has been very effective before.
I'm pretty sure you just said something that means something to other people, but I'm not really sure if that means anything to me. I don't know what that means to drop it on somebody.
Yeah, I'm with your mom. What does that mean?
Well, he can summon it falling in the air, and then the building will fall with him.
Oh.
So anyway, we use it as a library. Sometimes we crash in it. We were doing a bit of research last night.
Well, the party's still
Library and
going
a
strong. Are you guys going to enjoy any of the party, or it looks like you have your own like library party? Is that a thing?
Well, we are called the book club. So maybe? I don't know. We're kind of playing it by ear. There's a lot of weird things going on between.
You look unusually. I don't mean you, but your aura looks really good here for the first time since you arrived again.
Yeah.
There's color to it.
Yeah, I feel better. There's Jesus can actually taste things. Music actually sounds good. I'm not sure that means anything to you, but my friends and I have been experiencing odd things, and we're thinking that it might be the Shadowfell affecting us or affecting the world itself. So we're trying to figure that bit out because either way, that sounds bad.
Figuring things out is good. Pretty much most of the time. Maybe all the time. But so is enjoying your own party. You know, the Badger Festival.
And she thinks about it. She's like, okay, we can go by. I'll swing by at least.
Wasn't Deezus going to become a badger? I want to see her transform.
I'm sure she'll still be a badger if we ask nice.
You know the children will want to pet her.
Yeah, she's turned into a glorious yak for me before, and all the children loved it, so she's quite used to it.
Yes. It's the beauty of druids. They're great for kids' parties.
She's just like,
Don't hire a clown, hire a druid.
you're not wrong. No, you're not wrong.
Okay, I'll leave you to it, and we hope to see you at the festival when you get time.
Okay, thanks for coming,
And
Mom.
your friends, you're invited. What's your name again? Eisen? Iron?
Yes. Eisen.
Eisen. You're invited too, you know. We'll tell you which ones not to drink this time.
I don't mind drinking any of them. I'll have that giant's drink again. I'm ready for it now.
Sure you are. And she, instead of turning and leaving, she sort of backs away. And then turns when she gets 20, 30 yards back. But even then, keeps looking over her shoulder.
Just kind of like, bye, Mom.
Question.
Yeah.
When she steps out, do either one of us see what Jada saw with me?
Nope.
He just looks like,
He's like, Jada's full of shit.
I turn to you. I'm going to step out, and then you tell me if you see anything.
Okay.
And he steps out.
And you see this shadowy wing wrap around his head. And then cover his eyes, and then disappear. And it's barely there. It's there, but it's barely there.
There's like a shadowy wing thing that wrapped. You don't feel it. Got a wing thing about your head.
When I step in and out, do I feel anything? Like any change? No. And I step back in.
And it just turns into a smoky wisp that falls away when he goes in.
Kind of faded away into.
As he crossed the threshold of the property.
Wait, what would happen if you put 1 foot in and 1 foot out?
I'll find out, and I'll do that. 1 foot goes out, half body in, half body out.
The DM's head explodes.
We win D&D! We
Broke D&D. No, nothing happens.
She's like, I was just messing with you. Come on.
I managed to nick it, I think, last night with my blade.
Yeah. Without
Didn't do
warning,
anything,
you threw a blade at me without explaining anything. Damn near I thought I was about to lose my head.
Well, didn't. And, she's just like, yeah, I cannot. She just thinks to herself, yeah, that's just how Jada is.
Didn't we tell you you're on
There's no
probation?
combating that. Just,
Do you think it'll happen to you or any of the others if you step out?
oh, I could try. So she steps out.
And the same thing happens to you.
Yeah, I see it now.
And then it's
Yeah.
gone, just for a moment.
Caravan, come back inside.
So you all went to the
Come back in.
Shadowfell, and the Shadowfell is attached to you. Why is it attaching to me?
There's just a big shrug. And she's just like,
At this point, Deezus probably would have been woken up when Dwayne was woken up. So she kind of pokes her head out and was like, I have a theory after my rest, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, let's wake Hickley.
Like Heckley, yep.
What's up? Yes.
All right.
Have you guys solved everything yet? Do we know what to do?
I feel like we've been overcomplicating it. Y'all remember Nios?
A creepy dude who...
Does that name mean anything to me, Scott?
It does. It's a name you've heard, that you know of.
I remember him torturing that one lady, making her think she had a child when she didn't. So
Yeah,
just
and
go back.
sending her to disrupt our spell to take us to Reveus.
Oh, yeah.
He's also
I don't remember that. I
behind.
blacked out.
He was also behind the Cult of Chaos. That, Dwayne, you can correct me if I'm wrong on this. Didn't they have the mask? I'm sorry, disrupting your eating. Yes.
Clint's eating. Jesus, gotta be big. Just kidding.
They had the mask.
Yeah, they're the ones who are trying to get the mask girl.
They're the ones that Lucy took the initial magic from that made Jada and their siblings.
Yeah.
They were trying to poison Elixia in order to create holes so that they can get themselves into Elixia. And why would they want that? Because probably of the two pillars connected to the Shadowfell, which was connected to Kairos. Their tower can see all, as we also discovered, as this is called the Eye.
So we gotta go kill this Niles person, is what I think you're going to get to. I think we're getting to that conclusion of that story. We have to go kill this person, right?
I feel that they may be definitely at least targeting us because of our involvement, and we are a thorn in their side and disrupted their plans, at least.
Fuck him then.
Tracks. I don't know, maybe he just gets visions.
I mean, but why would Nios be targeting me?
If you
You
have
kill us.
visions... Well,
Can you envision him dying or something? I mean, if you, like, can...
I can envision it. Doesn't mean it's gonna happen.
Well, I know that Ratha has a
it could be divination itself.
diviner. Maybe this is the beginning of a diviner's powers, and diviners are just threatened in general. They're just trying to,
I mean, wasn't
nip it in
after the magic family being cursed, they always had a diviner in the family to protect Elixia from possible threats. Isn't that the thing?
I never signed up
did.
to stay here. I never signed up to stay here for the rest of my life.
Wait.
I already have one.
Question. Eisen is what race?
Human.
Supposedly human.
Supposedly human.
Supposedly human.
You said he appears human. He's
appears
never human.
Appears
Well,
human.
That's what
It's-
I
possible,
love that description.
because
Well, he looks human, except his facial features look very young. He is older, but his structure looks younger. He has white
is
hair,
younger.
and his eyes are like yellow. So his eyes are not like normal human color. He basically looks like human with a touch of something else.
I'm just used to describe myself in real life all the time, just appears human.
I look at Eisen. Eisen, what's your lineage?
As far as I know, human.
Well, you got something else in you. You got no clue?
No. I've been told I'm a demon, but I'm not.
That's what a demon would say, but no.
Fair enough.
It's okay if you were, we'd stab you to a door. That's what we
Well-
did in demons.
Maybe whatever else he is a threat to Nios. Maybe that's where his powers are coming from.
So again, essentially, we gotta go kill Nios. Essentially, what this is gonna come down to.
Well, I mean, bare bones, Nios. Problem. No, not sure why, though. But. Okay, well, I think plan would.
Are we gonna talk to the trees first, right? I think we want to do that first.
Yeah,
right?
let's try to
Talk to the
get
trees.
get the attention of the Fae royalty, and so she goes and. Well, I'm gonna get my stuff, and then we're gonna go in the woods, and I'll just use a bunch of plant growth. Hopefully that will, bring attention. Desus, you got any druidry that you think might spice things up?
I can talk to plants.
Okay. Let's just give it a go. And so she goes and gets her stuff, and
What could possibly go wrong? We're all into the woods. I mean, it's gonna be completely safe.
yeah, it's just gonna be the woods and Elixia that's known for being dangerous and mysterious.
Don't go too far into it. There's a shell thing.
Oh yeah. No, we won't go that far. Though I think together we might be able to take it.
Do I
It's
should-
just kind of. Yes. She definitely
Hudson has some cool knives that he drew out last night.
Just
No
looks at him.
visions.
And then as I do this with my hands, you see 2 knives appear in my hands.
So you can do that, but you
Jada
can't do
claps
visions.
politely.
Well,
Oh, man.
I think we should kill the snail thing because it's gonna pose a danger to people wandering around the woods. And it's kind of a weird thing. So maybe, I don't know, maybe it's connected.
I mean, it's gonna pose a danger to us too, I feel like, but
You can handle it.
So, yeah, well, what do we know about it? We know it can do acid damage and fire, I think.
I don't think it can see very well. It definitely relied
Mhm.
on hearing.
And
Also,
then
it can trap you with
its gaze.
Sure.
Kind of. Is it like was it like a charm? A charm effect?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Do I have counter charm yet? Do I have?
we gotta wait a couple levels. Hold on, guys. It's
I think I have it. I do have it. Oh, I do. I have used it before. Okay. All right. We can go in. Knowing this, do you guys want to go fight it?
no, but I mean, I feel like that's what we're gonna do.
Yes,
Yeah,
I have a personal grudge.
yeah.
I could just use the outlet, honestly.
Yeah. All right. Let's go do it. And then
Come on, trouble.
I told my mom I'd go to the Badger Festival, so I should go to that eventually.
So should we do that before we leave? Because how long does this festival last?
How long does it last, Scott?
A day.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we should probably hit up the festival first.
Thanks,
Besides,
guys.
we got good food there.
Yay, food.
They have good.
I
Hopefully the music's good now.
I would like to at least eat up here just in case.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah, of
that's
course,
fair.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
We have a little bit more time left here. It's like how long does this last? Like 24 hours, I think,
24
right?
hours.
All right, yeah, I can cook something. That's what she does.
Well, I'll get the hearth started for you.
Okay.
Well, everyone's packing up their stuff and getting ready to leave. Desus does pull out some papers from her bag, and she does go over to the hearth and just tosses them in the hearth.
Okay. And it smells so good. You're so used to the bad food that just the smell of it, like going, is amazing. And from inside, you can hear them playing music back at the festival in the distance. And can I get an insight check from you, Cerridwen?
I was gonna say, does the music sound better in here?
That's okay. That's an 11.
Okay, so you're paying attention to the food.
Question.
Yum.
So these things that are attaching to us, if I'm understanding, my understanding of magic is probably not nearly as well versed as the rest of you, but if they're locking onto us with it to track us. That's what I was getting from what you were suggesting. Is there a way to dispel it or disconnect it from us? I mean,
Or you tried swiping at it. You could try magic.
I suppose I could prepare a dispel and see what happens.
I just was wondering. Not in my wheelhouse.
What are you doing, Hipley?
That's right.
As you smell the food starting to waft through the library, and
Sitting on the porch, just like ready to go. Just so we're kind of sitting out there, just kind of looking out.
the cats
the
come and
trees.
hang out with you.
God, like they're there, Miss Cats. Like looking at trouble. Like if you turn these to stone, I'm not going to be mad. Like looking the other way. Like if they get turned to stone, it's not going to be.
You already have the two statues to the side of the stairwell. You don't need make a bunch of
Anymore.
cats to
Just
add to it.
true, and plus I know Thesis them like the cats, and so I don't think they'd appreciate more cat statues. Yeah.
Okay. And you finish the food. It smells good. Everybody takes in some good sustenance that is yummy instead of bland. And in Deese's case, it doesn't taste like fish or shellfish, assuming that's not what you're cooking.
No.
I'm gonna make a seafood special. Like, no.
That would be hilarious. She's like, oh, I can finally taste food. And she's like, let's make seafood.
Clam chowder! Oh my
Seafood
god!
medley.
Right by the ocean. Breakfast.
That would be the absolute best.
Well, she'll make whatever you guys want her to. It's probably like potatoes and vegetables and a form of breakfast meat, bacon.
Yeah.
Breakfast
so
potato
good.
sun bomb.
You all eat great. Fill up nicely, and then the badgers are calling.
Did you hear that?
What?
That's the badger call.
I didn't know badgers made that sound. That's-
Yeah, they do make noises. It's kind of, it's a bit, you don't think that about a badger, but they do.
Wow. Well, shouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, surprisingly, like, are we going nuts? She starts walking out the door at this point. Surprisingly, deer make noise too. It's kind of like a.
Wow.
It's true.
Whoa.
That was good. That was very Firbolgian.
Yeah.
I was surprised the first time because you just usually see them grazing in the field, not making noise, but
Right.
we call to each other.
Yeah.
Didn't expect that sound to come out of it.
It was rather strange. Kind of cool though.
Yeah.
So are you all heading to the Badger Festival, or is it just Cerridwen?
I mean, you don't have to go if you don't feel like it. I just told my mother I'd go, and I kind of helped put it together, so it's kind of an obligation at this point. But I do like badgers.
They got drinks there. Then I'm game.
All right.
I might join a little bit later on. I think I know where it is.
It's Artemis.
So Cerridwen and Eisen are going? the case?
Deesis will follow foot.
Okay.
Stay with Hipley.
Okay.
All right.
You head over.
As we're heading out, I do look back at Jada one last time, just a little. Still unsure of that one.
What did you do to him?
Didn't do anything. I just-
He gave that look.
Oh, look.
Like he did something. I don't know, that looked like I know you did something kind of look.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's dramatic.
On the way up, there's a few vendors selling wares on the road, between here and the festival ground.
What are you selling?
Things like
What do you got for me?
woven baskets and some fruit and stuff like that. There's one person selling like little knickknacks, lost and found things, buttons, things like that.
I'll grab some.
You what?
Is there like some of the fruit that was on remember the sexy island we went to that had fruit? Like if there's that fruit, she'll try to get more of it. I can't remember. Oh no, it was just it was just like the normal island, and we were there during their like fertility festival.
What? Wait.
No.
I stepped away for one moment. I walked back to fertility festival. I'm not sure what happened in the 3 seconds I closed the door.
It was the art festival, and they're just very liberal with their bodies. And there was a fruit vendor, and so if there's like some of that fruit, then she'd look for it.
Sure.
I will say this: if naked strangers in the street just running around does not go with a fruit vendor, I don't know what does.
Yeah.
Can I get a perception check from the 3 of you?
All right.
Come on, nat 20.
Ooh, my
I was
perception
close.
Fire. Go ahead.
25.
26. Plus 11.
What?
Just 20.
I have a plus 11.
Just 20. So as you're looking at the wares on your way by, you notice that the buttons are beautifully created scrimshaw. Really nice. And scrimshaw's not uncommon here, but it's not... Deezus has seen a lot more scrimshaw than you guys probably.
Yeah.
Is that like a tusk or something? What's scrimshaw?
It's an ivory and from tusks and stuff of like walrus and narwhal and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
That's what they made buttons from in the north.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll get some buttons. She's just, trying to be a person. I'm buying fruit and buttons.
Well, that makes sense, of course. There's a button of a bear and a lizard and a monkey and a rose and a seahorse and a flower and a fairy and a mermaid.
Okay. I'm gonna get a bear.
And there's a pouch.
Are they like buttons for like a shirt, or like buttons? How big are they? That's the question.
They're kind of big, but they're
Maybe for like a pouch or something?
no, I mean maybe for like a nice fancy dress or something that shows the buttons off, or a shirt that does. They're too big to just be like little buttons. They'd have to be decorative.
Oh, cool. I'll pick up the decorative buttons.
Okay.
You
have very good taste.
I want the bear and the seahorse and the rose. What else was there?
A mermaid, I think.
There was a mermaid, yeah.
Mermaid.
And a monkey and a lizard and a fairy and a flower.
We should make something for Deezus with that. This is Morgan. Not... Eisen doesn't know this stuff, but that'd be like perfect for Deezus. Because she can turn into pretty much most of those. And she is part mermaid.
Yeah, I'll just get all the buttons.
These came all the way from Arethusa, That's just on the other side of the island.
She's like, oh, so yes, well traveled you are.
Mm-hmm.
I've been through the deserts, manticores, and you're talking about on the other side of the island.
Yeah, and lovely weather there.
But look at the quality of the craftsmanship. Whoever did these was definitely a master craftsman. Meaning, of course, that the value of these buttons is much higher than, say, those, and points to some, like, plain buttons.
I examine the button.
Eisen looks at both sides and he just
Make me a
'cause he's trying to
perception
help.
check, Cerridwen.
I don't see the difference. They're not that much better.
22.
Unusually, when you're examining the buttons, you notice that in some of the scrimshaw, there is a symbol that is a magic symbol. Old school magic symbol.
Like ancient Elixian symbol?
Yes, like that.
I decipher it.
Which button are you looking at?
The rose.
It is a symbol of transmutation.
Where did you get these?
I told you from Arethusa.
No, I mean, like, did you buy them from someone? Did you find them?
Yes, I bought them from a woman's home that was liquidated when she had passed.
Hmm. Who was the person, might I ask?
She was some old woman living in the area of Arethusa. I don't recall her name.
Just gonna insight this person.
Okay.
Oh, wow, okay. Pretty good. I'm insightful today. That's a 24.
You're questioning her total truthfulness about this.
I just look at her and the salesperson, and I might be persuaded to take the whole lot if you told me a bit more about this woman in Arethusa.
I think she was some kind of fae over there. She's a woman that was, her husband passed in the sea, and she became a maid and withered away in her home over the years. I didn't actually buy them from her. I bought them from a guide named Kian.
Vesryn's not here.
No.
I was like, have we met Kian?
Actually, she would have met Kian.
I think you did meet when you first
In the-
came on.
Yeah, with transitioning, because
Yeah,
they
he
were
was
leaving when you were
transitioning
coming
out.
in.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Kian was the player. Okay. Yeah, that's right. He was technically there.
I mean, her name, I think it was... it's going to sound so funny. I think it was Jazz? Because it really was Jazz.
Huh. Interesting. All right. How's about 3 gold?
Oh, you're a third of the way there, I think. Perhaps 10?
I'm thinking maybe 7. It's a lot.
All right, 7. All right. Let me pick a few out that I'll keep then. Let me see. I'll keep the...
I'll give the other 3.
No.
I'll pay the other 3 gold so that you can keep the ones, so you can get them all. It might be
She's just like, no, it's fine. I'm just trying to haggle her. That's all. 10.
All right,
We'll do 10.
I'll do the 10. Okay, yes, I'll do 10. Perfect.
Okay.
And she puts them in the little pouch that's there. They come with this pouch. It's a beautiful pouch. I think it has a
Right,
hidden
got
pocket
the
in it, by the
pouch.
way. And she
Pouch
hands
of
you the
buttons.
pouch.
Okay. I'll mark some How much was the fruit? Like a couple silver?
Yeah, or a silver, or a couple coppers or something.
All
It
right.
is fruit.
3 silver. Boop. Okay, I take the bag and the fruit. All right, I'm done. Thank you. We're gonna go.
Okay. And what are the rest of you doing? Are you just finishing up there and heading all of you going together?
I mean, I'm looking around. I mean, just to see what's here. I've never been here before. Is there anything that strikes any kind of interest to me, culturally wise?
There's somebody selling like housewares, a couple knives and pots and cooking stuff. That's you
okay.
apparently like knives and daggers and stuff now.
Nah.
I mean, it's mostly just like stuff you'd find in a small town.
I'm good.
Thesis?
That's important.
Yeah, I've mostly been sticking almost like as a shadow to Dwen. Like more focused on what we just talked about in the morning, but during the walk, I started druid crafting my own flower crown, but I'm making it out of Verbascium, which is a flower that symbolizes courage and protection and good health. So unsure how to deal with all the shadowy bird-like things, but still wants to have some sort of comfort item. So she druid crafts that as we go and puts it in her hair. So there's now little yellow flowers contrasting against her deep blue teal.
Very nice.
I like the flowers.
Oh, thank you.
Nice touch.
And you can hear them starting to play music again. And they're playing pretty badly. They're playing like a local jig.
Should I try at least a dispel magic on you, Dwen? See if that changes anything?
Sure, give it a go. I don't know if that will. At least we'll find out if that helps or not.
Yep. And I raise up my hand. Where is it in my list? It's somewhere. I believe it's 3rd level. And yeah, I will cast Dispel Magic
Okay.
on Dwen.
And you dispel, and you don't know whether anything happened or not because it was invisible, the thing. So it didn't become visible or anything.
Well, does Dwyn hear the music?
Yeah, like, does the music do it?
The music is still bad as you're walking, but then you hear them start changing to a different song, and it starts to sound good. They're playing something that's a little bit more like a worldlier song, not so local. And the song actually sounds good.
That's funny because whenever they play something that's local, they sound terrible. But now they're playing something that's from Aerodel, and it sounds fine.
Wait, and you said everything tastes like fish to you, yes?
Yes.
And I'm assuming the main food on this island that people generally enjoy is like seafood, yes?
Yeah. One time it came from the sky.
It's true. It did.
I'm not sure why that happened. It's just like...
It was very
She was
dramatic.
there, she's like, I really don't know why that happened.
It was really dramatic.
That's a story I'd like to hear another time, but maybe whatever this stuff is tied not only to, I guess, all of us, but
This is my daughter from New York. Come to hang out with us for the holidays.
Hi.
She's
Hi.
much cooler than us now because she's a Manhattanite.
They can play another NPC.
but now it's attached to all of us. Maybe it has something to do with the island as well. Clearly it does, because anything related to the island seems to be.
It's definitely a target.
Yeah. Does Shaylee have a naming stone? I don't remember.
Yeah, it does.
I'm
Welcome,
just
Raiders,
gonna-
by the way, from the Amphitheater. Thanks for coming
I'm just
by.
gonna
Hey.
Hey. I'm gonna go to the naming stone and just examine it.
It's really well worn. The naming stone is leaned over somewhat, and I mean it still has runes barely visible but still there.
According to memory, has it changed at all?
It's grown moss on it and things like that, but that's it.
It appears pretty normal and
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. Desus, do you wanna win a badger race?
Yeah, I suppose so. At least change of pace, right?
Yeah.
Hey,
Maybe there's good prize.
do people gamble on this?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if there's not a pool already, you can probably start one.
Yeah.
Eisen's gonna look around for a pull on the race. And he's definitely putting his money on Desus.
And you see some boxes over on one side of the party where there are badgers in there that are, chomping at the bit for their race opportunity.
Yeah, so I guess I'll kind of duck out of visual sight from everyone that isn't us. And yeah, I'll change into a badger that's just all white.
So an
we see
adorable all-white badger.
Do I see this? Do you do it to where I can see this?
Yeah, I was mostly concerned about the rest of the island, but since you're starting to get in, I think, he'll find out anyway.
Holy mother.
And just little sparkles of dark stardust as the wild shape finishes.
You've never seen anyone do that.
No, never. Does she do this all the time?
It's fairly often. Does horses real well and yaks. She's good quadrupeds.
You're
Dogs.
awesome. You're
I don't know what badgers actually sound like.
They're kind of like, I guess, similar to prairie dogs when they decide to squeak.
Like that kind
Yeah.
of... Okay.
Yeah. She turned into a giant shark one time. That was pretty exciting.
Yeah.
You're awesome.
There.
Specifically, I look like the British badger
Oh.
That's awesome.
because they're adorable.
Alright. Any money? If you guys want to chip in, any money we make on this split?
And as the music
Yeah,
fades,
sure.
you start
me, like, 10
hearing
gold.
people start chanting up, "Badger, badger, badger, badger." And you see some people start running out to make sure that the track is cleaned and ready for the badger races. There's little obstacle courses for them to get through, and there is somebody already taking bets on the badgers. And there's boxes for each of the badgers with a number on them.
Alright. So whatever box that Dwyn puts, I guess you had to put her in there, right, Dwyn?
Yeah, I'll have to put her in the box.
And you pick her up, and she's so fluffy and so soft.
It's just a minute where you're like, you're so soft. Oh my gosh.
Give you a little nuzzle.
Alright. What are the odds on our white badger here?
And somebody comes over with a card, and I have to inspect your badger before I can put odds. Can you turn your badger over, please? And he feels the muscles and stuff like that. If underneath it tickles a little bit. It's a cute one. I'll give you that. Can I see its teeth? And you know that's how they check the health of the animal. They always look like they're growling when you're showing their teeth, I'm sure. Oh. We might have a favorite here. It's a pretty big one. A lot of muscle on this one.
Yes, she's very active.
I think the odds are going to be 1.5 to 1 on this one.
Sounds good.
And people are starting to gather around looking at the badgers, and your mother comes around, Cerridwen. Oh, this is not going to do. Honey, I don't know what's going on, but your aura looks terrible again.
It's because I'm not in the library.
I guess you need to read more books then.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's the solution. I just needed to read more.
I mean, reading opens your mind, and maybe it's...
Yeah.
I have no idea what I'm talking about, actually. But your aura does look bad out here. How do you feel?
Okay. I mean, I'm here. I actually slept last night, so that feels good.
Okay, so... Let me rephrase what I said about your aura. It doesn't look bad. It's just wrong. And I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
It says that you're okay. Like, everything's good. Thumbs up, even. But I know you haven't been like that since you got back. And it's been like that since you got back. Except when you're in that library. There was color and passion and even a little fire in it again. And out here, it's just a dull gray green the whole time. Nobody's aura stays okay for 6 months at a time.
Well, it's just like, I don't know what to tell you, Mom.
That is a really big badger, by the way. Is that decent?
Yep, here's,
Is that decent?
Snowy, yep.
And
Snowy
she
powder
winks at you.
puff the second.
And she digs in with the massagey pet on across the belly and stuff. Oh, this is going to be my winner. I don't want any of you betting on or... You can bet against. Against this one.
Eisen already put his bet on it, which is 30 gold. Her 10 plus 20, because I plan on giving Desus a cut of whatever we get from it.
And you hear like a hissing, growling badger in one of the boxes. Just... One of them is like an angry badger.
I go to that badger and I use that speech of beast and leaf, and I'm like, you need to calm down. You're gonna run. It's gonna be okay.
One of these badgers smells bad.
Well, not from around here. That's just being rude now.
I gotta win this thing and get out of here.
Well, you'll have to. Well, she's just chattering with this badger. At this point.
Yeah. Whatever you talk out if you're talking to a badger. Back in the library, Hipley and Jada are there.
Sitting in the same spot where they probably left, just like Hippie is in the same spot.
Jada can sit forever, literally forever, so.
Yes. Hipley
I wish
can't.
Brian, we could just sit forever, just I can, I'm not sleep, I can sit forever. Well, aren't you just, do everything forever? Yeah. How have you been these, how long has it been? Months?
5 months, 17 days, and about 2 hours.
Okay, right, like hours of goal. How many seconds?
37.
So, no, not anymore, but I guess close enough. Probably about 40, 50 now.
Do you want me to count them? I can.
I mean, nah. I mean, do you have to count them for them to be going?
No.
Well, nah. I mean, it's still ticking away.
Hipley, can you make me an insight check at disadvantage?
Well, dang. I mean, yeah.
Hey, you can get 2 20s or 2 high numbers. Possible.
You're like, yeah. Like, you could have just said, no, I can't.
19.
Okay.
I mean,
That's what I mean. So, by you letting your subconscious have time to just take in all that happened with the kids, it dawns on you that the kids kept choosing books about big ideas and places that were outside of Elixia. None of them showed any interest in books of Elixia. Like in your
That's
head,
weird.
you've been subconsciously clicking through the books. What are the titles? What were they going? And you just realized that odd thing.
Want to hear something funny, Jada?
Sure.
You know, there was a teacher for a bit. You know, a little fake teacher, I guess.
Real teacher, but yes, continue.
They wanted these. It's weird. They kept wanting to read, but nothing about Elixia. Everything, these other places outside of it. And you said major things happening around, like big, like
Yeah,
events
not
happening
actually, not
outside.
even only not Elixia, just no, like local folklore kind of stuff. All big, grandiose mythology, naval battles that are famous and well known.
But no, like folk, like no, like fantasy. Then essentially, right? All kind of just like real, like realistic, like nonfiction, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't have any fiction anyway, hardly.
Well, I did for the kids, but they never wanted to read it at the end.
Yeah, but no, none of that. Big subjects, well known, like professorial almost types of subjects. You know, that kind of stuff.
It was weird. They was reading some high level stuff. I don't know. I think it was weird. Maybe it's not.
Is this one of those instances where funny means strange?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I would say so.
Ah,
I would say so.
you should open your sentences differently then. I was expecting a joke.
Wow. Well, good to see that you haven't lost your humor either, Jada.
I've never had humor.
Well, insight check.
Alright, deception check.
How are you inside?
Dang, that's a 6. You can't believe you've never had humor.
What's my passive deception? I rolled a 15. We're fine.
I guess you got it.
So you had children reading, but not about Elixia.
Well, know about these really weird kind of like I said, high level kind of things, like about battles, just things that kids you wouldn't necessarily find kids to be, at least I've been around to want to read about, or to able to really comprehend the way that they were, the level that they were. Maybe it connects all this somehow. I don't know.
It sounds like you all had a very odd time.
Yeah, I mean, no good deed goes unpunished, I guess, right?
What?
No good deed goes unpunished.
Is that true? What's the point of doing good deeds then?
That's what I've been thinking. I know. I don't know. We win a shot up, we lose best friend, we trap them down, and then we get back to this. I mean, what is the point?
I see what you're saying. No,
Just want to teach, okay? Just want to teach some kids, maybe teach some adults, whatever. But nope, we can't even do that because something else has to happen. Now we're gonna kill this Nios person because obviously that's like bad too. So
you don't have to come. You can stay, continue to teach, or try
and
to
do
teach. I'm
what?
not sure
Pretend
you
to
can
teach like with this fake whatever's going on. I'm sorry, it's not you. I'm sorry, I did not. It's not you.
I know it's not me, but
Well, if it is, can you make it stop? I mean, it'd be nice if it was, because I could just ask, just But I'm going. What happened with you though? What have you been up to? I feel so. It's all been one-sided. What if?
I have been attempting to find ways to house the souls. I
Oh,
have been failing, but I have time.
I mean, are you your house? You mean like when it's like different bodies?
Yes, there were. As the one I had several ideas, trees, items, stuff like that.
Weren't they like trees in the other place? So I guess that was different, and they weren't
They could have
really
been.
enjoying it.
Yeah. Well, I think that it might be. Well, I was going to say it might be easier. They might have an easier time of it here, in Elixia, but maybe not. Things are kind of strange on this island, and they've always been strange. But
What would happen if you just kind of like opened up the vials, just like let them? Where were they? Would they just float off? I mean,
I
what would
imagine
happen?
so. There might be. That was something that we discussed, letting them go wherever souls are supposed to go. Feels like a waste considering Solana spent countless years trying to protect them in order to bring them back.
But at least they're back on where they should be, though. So at least they are going to go somewhere. At least they're. I mean, I feel like a soul will be able to always find its way back home. At least I hope.
I suppose. Either way, it doesn't seem like my decision, so I will continue to keep them safe until Solana returns from her.
But I mean,
sabbatical.
honestly, though, I mean, her decision. I mean, did Vesryn and I tell everyone like what when she was like selling them to like that thing? Did we tell everybody? Okay. I mean, I don't know. I mean, hopefully she's better, but she did try selling those same souls she was trying to protect to some weird creature thing back in the Shadowfell. So I mean,
Yeah,
I
she
don't know.
also tried to trade a couple of them to get back to Shadowfell.
What?
I'll dare not tell you that. Yes, she's suffering greatly.
Okay, but which is yes, I understand that, but she's trying to sell these things.
And from outside,
Exactly.
you hear the stomping of something really big.
Oh gosh.
And then it
If
stops.
we just ignore it, it'll go away, Jay. If we just Jay's already getting up to look.
Yeah, I'm definitely already going. I would like to look outside.
And then
Well, what is it?
and outside, the ibis is running around eating little blue birds
The giant one?
that are trying to fly into the area, into the.
Oh, the evil
property.
birds?
Well, they're just blue birds. They're not necessarily evil. They're just little birds.
The evil
Says a
birds.
DM.
Evil blue birds.
Did Eisen tell us about the birds? I'm pretty sure he
Yes.
did.
I don't think he did it. He told okay.
He described what his vision was and about the birds landing on him, and then we talked about them being exactly these ones.
I also feel after the whole ibis eating the hag, we can trust the ibis to eat bad things.
True.
Yeah, but there's
Found
like a flock
that
of those birds.
One's birds.
What? So I'm gonna get up and look.
And when you go to look, how are you looking? Tell me what you're doing. Are you going outside?
In the
Are you hanging
window.
out inside?
Yeah, the window.
And one of the bluebirds to the glass, and then like it's either killed or injured, and just slides down blood and falls to the ground. And the ibis, you see the ibis beak come down and snatch up the dead bird from the
What did I
entryway.
say? No good deeds. What did I say?
That would require there to be a higher power in order to punish us.
Well, apparently there is, but we've seen that Sphinx and like gods in a book apparently back there. By the way, the book just yeah. If you you can't dream anyways. Never mind.
What are you talking about?
He almost released the thing in a dream because it was he can still reach out. It's trapped in a book, but he can still has his tendrils. I can get out. Yeah, our friend.
Our friend. I don't think friend is a word I would use to describe him.
I can think of a few others, but yeah.
Do you want me to
So-
hold on to it?
Friend is an enemy. It's one of those kind of words.
What friend isn't an enemy? Ooh, that's a real question. Just kidding.
Ow, dude.
Because we can just keep. I mean, it's. I think it's a safer anywhere. It's. No, I mean, I'm surprised other people have been taking it. I haven't seen. I've been in the library. I've been in the library since I wouldn't know if anyone else has been in here because they'll other people have access to it.
Can the two of you make me a perception check?
Perception.
Ew.
No. Oh, I got 9. I got a
Oh,
9.
Yeah, 9. That's what I got too.
Hey!
Oh, okay. Nice.
It's an 18 together though, Scott. So.
Yeah.
Or it's 2 9s.
I mean, the way it's like
fair.
look at it.
I'll say personally, I like Blake's way of looking at it. You know, an 18 sounds great.
Yeah, it does. Rip.
I think those birds are gonna attack us when the library goes away.
Yeah,
Is
probably.
everyone?
They're not attacking you. They're trying to get away from the bird trying to eat them. They're just trying to survive.
You're really defensive of these birds, Scott.
Like, never mind. If someone's telling me these birds are trying to just live.
Back at the festival, they start lining up the first 2 badgers. And they're not Desus. They're not the angry badger. It's just 2 standard badgers.
Gotcha.
And people are all excited about it. It's a kind of a cool racetrack. Lots of cool things for them to have to work their way through, dig through holes, climb up little platforms and things like that. So it's sort of like American Ninja for badgers.
Awesome. Okay.
And the first 2 are released when a sound is made, a whistle is made. They are released, and one of them kind of meanders. The other one takes off, but the one that takes off, he sort of gets tired after a little while and starts eating some dandelions. The other one slowly kind of passes, and they're like, "No, move it!" And it stops and starts eating the dandelions at the same spot, and they're just sort of eating them and looking at each other while they eat, and everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, there's gonna be that kind of a race this year. Nobody's gonna get anything done. Come on!" One finally gets done, and it starts walking down, the correct way again. But the other one starts walking back to the front, and the owner's like, "No," and kind of trying to block it with its hand. It can't pick it up. We can block it, and eventually it turns around and probably doesn't bite them. And it takes forever for one of these badgers to finally get to the end. And, there's a cheer by half the people, and a booing by the other half. And the owner is really super happy. All right, looks like we're moving on to the next round. And they start moving them up. And there's 8 badgers in total. And they go to the next one. A lot of the same stuff, maybe a little faster. Ends the same way. The third one, they just do the same kind of thing. But maybe that one they go a little faster. And then they take out the Tasmanian Devil Badger. The owner takes that one out. And its little legs are like, being held. But its legs are like, just angry and ready to go. Snapping at the air around her.
We just kind of slowly pick up Desus.
Yeah, the owner's holding it out at arm's length. She's ready.
I whisper to Desus, "Why don't they need to tell you to watch out for that one?" Just put her on the ground.
And
Just look
we
at
have to
you
wait
with my
until the
little
whistle
black
goes.
eyes.
And you see the person standing there with the little whistle, are you two ready?
Shaking my bum as I crouch down on a couch.
Miss McGilly, are you sure that badger's race-worthy? She'll be fine. She knows what a racetrack is. Just whistle. And you're sitting there in the air next to this hissing, snapping badger. And it's not even being like friendly with you there. It's trying to snap at you from this with the space in between. And then you hear the whistle. And the lady doesn't sort of put it down. She sort of puts it down and throws it forward a few feet. Like, look, so it doesn't bite it. And it starts tearing off, like running.
Scott,
Angry. Yes.
as soon as it starts moving, I will slide a hand telekinetically move it, like kind of like stop it from moving forward, just kind of holding it in place with my telekinetic movement. So that way, Thesis gets a nice head start.
Yeah, I was ready to run at the whistle.
Because I have telekinetic movement and it allows me to, you can see a target in 30 feet and you can move it up to 30 feet. I don't necessarily want to move it. I just want to kind of make it look like it's like having issues and it's not moving forward, kind of like the way the other ones were earlier.
All right, can you make me a deception check?
I will slide a hand or deception because it's all with my mind and I'm kind of using my hands.
So you're trying to do a public fraud.
You can't see anything. I'm off in the crowd and I just kind of like Jedi mind move this thing.
I understand. They won't necessarily know who's doing something if they catch on. They'll just know something happened.
So that's what I'm saying. Would it be deception or slide a hand?
I'll let you do a sleight of hands.
All right, because
I know that's the one you want to use.
That's my much better one. If that's the case, then that's going to be a 26. So
okay.
Because
it looks like it's
13.
Kind of stuck in a dirt hole, and it's digging into a dirt hole. Everyone sort of notices that it stops and starts digging, but they don't realize that it's held in place and digging because its legs keep moving. And
Badgers like to burrow, so
they do. And in that time, Desus takes the lead. All right, Desus, can I get an athletics check from you as you hit the platform you have to climb up?
Well, I have Badger stats up.
Okay.
They have a -3 in strength.
All right, so make me a.
Okay, I rolled well though. So 19 minus 3 is 17.
Nice. You get there and there's these little. It's like a wooden platform with little wood.
16.
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
Steps for you to climb up, and they're kind of widely separated, so it's kind of like a grab and jump you have to do to really do it. And you get to the top, and just as you get to the top, the other nasty one gets to the top and looks at you and growls and hisses, and then it starts running down the other side while you're stuck looking at it. And then you can see it is a fast little badger. What are you going to do? What are you doing?
I can, as a wild shape, I can only do what my animal does, so all I can do is run forward.
Okay, so you start running down too. And you're coming up to an area where there's a big hole, and you have to go through the hole and come out the other side. So I assume you're going to run into the hole. Not afraid of holes as a badger. But
Nope.
Almost immediately when you get inside, you see that it splits 3 ways. Which direction do you want to go?
Well, I can use my mental capacity, so can I roll a survival check? To see if I can figure out where to go.
Yeah.
All right. I have a +7 survival, so this is a dirty 20.
Nice. So you can tell by the smell which one is the right one. 2 of them feel like they just smell like soil. And one of them you can smell air and maybe even feel a little wind coming from the other end of.
Immediately dirt in that direction.
And you come out the other side before the other one.
I'm focused on finish line now. I'm not looking back.
And you're running and you get to the spot and there's like a stream that is crossing. And you know you have to swim. Badgers don't love swimming.
Now, is there a spot that seems shallow or has rocks that I can kind of use to sort of leap?
They look like you could probably leap between some of the rocks and make it, as long as you don't slip.
Yeah, I'll just find the best spot and start making my way through.
Making my way. Sorry.
And you leap. Can I get a dex check for your badger,
Okay.
your badger dex?
This is a flat roll for a badger. Ah. All right, 15.
Nice. And you make your first jump, and the other badger, after you make your first jump, pops out the hole of where he was supposed to on the other side. So he starts running towards the creek also. And you're standing on the rock, and you see this one just running full throttle for the water. And then you're able to make another jump. Make me a strength check. I mean, a dex check. 15 was good.
Okay, just a 10 that time.
And you land on the other one and slip a little bit and are hanging onto the rock, and the other one makes its first leap and it lands dead on a rock, like a perfect leap. Like, oh no. And it starts to make another jump, and you're holding onto the rock. What do you want to do?
Well, I want to keep moving ahead of it. Don't want it to land on me.
Well, are you going to climb back up on the rock and try and make another jump? You're going to swim? Like, what do you want? How do you want to traverse this?
Badgers don't have a swimming speed. Yeah, I guess I just have to try and climb up and keep going.
Okay. They do have claws. Good big claws. So you climb yourself up, make a strength check.
God, could I use one of my dice to like help her lift her, like to make sure she lands
Sure.
safely? All right. I will use telekinetic movement to help make sure that Desus makes her landings.
That's a good, because with strength, even with that roll, that's still a natural 1 minus 3 for strength.
Yeah, so like I'm literally just like lifting her up as making
She
her
looks
look
like she's going to
jumping.
fall, and suddenly she like catches herself and is pulled up onto the rock. And you felt more like you were lifted than you caught yourself, but what the hell?
Yeah,
I'll
I'm focused
lift
on
her.
getting out.
Make me a
I'll
dex
lift her
check
again if
make
I
the
need
third
to.
rock.
'Cause I can lift her with it, like it's like I can move her around.
Yeah.
So I'm like going to lift her. Boom, boom, boom.
And you make the third rock. And as you hit the third rock, you see the other badger lands on the shore of the other on their side. And then you make your land on, and then your land on shore, but you're a little behind it now.
Can I start playing some music for Desus to inspire her? Pull out my war drum and start just beating out a tune.
Sure.
Give her
You get
inspiration.
inspiration. And the track turns. And you feel invigorated. You know the sound of that war drum. And it sounds really good.
Mm-hmm.
Can you, what's your AC as a badger?
Badger AC is a 10.
And the other badger, it jumps over the side and it just tries to jump on you and attack you.
Oh.
I have combat inspiration, so you can also use that to increase your AC.
And what's the...
And it
is
misses when it tries to snap at you. And the woman runs, no! And she starts running down the track. She's at the other end of the track. But you feel inspired. What do you want to do?
I'm just focused on finish line. So I'm going to keep running. And what was the inspiration die? 10 or 8?
It's 8.
Pull that out. So yeah, is the other badger in front of me now still, or did it stop
It's
and
next
turn to
you.
try and next to me?
He's next to you and starting to try and turn and race with you.
I'm just gonna try and paw dirt up. So as I take a stride, just with my other paw, swipe across to the direction that the other badger is, and just swipe up dirt in its face.
Okay. Well, I mean, it is in your lane. It's not supposed to be in your lane, so
Yeah.
Make me a roll to hit
All right.
with dirt throw.
Dirt throw. I guess I'll utilize that inspiration. Okay. So I don't know what else I can, if it's dex or anything, which that's flat anyway. So that's a 17 total.
Okay. You hit it with all kinds of dirt, and it fails its dex save to get out of the way. So it is smacked in the face with all kinds of dirt. You take off in front, and just before you get to the line, back in the group, you're there, Cerridwen, and you see Eisen start floating into the air, like floating, like levitating. Eisen, you feel yourself levitating.
Can I just like put him back down?
Okay, I'm levitating now.
You're starting to levitate. Unbeknownst to you, you didn't know it was coming, and suddenly you start floating up. And Cerridwen, being very big, starts to grab you, and it looks sort of like Cerridwen is holding a balloon of a person.
I see it's not working, so I'm just gonna like pretend that I'm like holding him up, and we're shouting like, "Go, go, Snowball! Go, Snowball! Go!" As we're doing an elaborate cheer because I don't want people freaking out over this.
Oh yeah, I mean, people have seen magic here. It's not like they don't know magic, but they do find it odd, and you found it odd. Back in the library, you hear all the pitter patter of birds slamming into the windows and stuff, and dying from the injuries. And the ibis trying to eat them all, but there's just so many. It's like a crazy number. It's like a swarm of birds, of little birds. So to the ibis, it's like trying to kill mosquitoes. Yeah, you can kill one, but there's 4,000 more. What do you want to do?
People just shaking us out the window.
It's not like as frequently as that, but there are. Yeah, and then
Thud.
yes. Have you seen The Birds? The Alfred Hitchcock movie? It's like,
Oh, yes. Oh, my God.
like an occasional bird just.
Oh, these are so friendly. They're just trying to live, not eat us or terrorize us. You reference that movie. Mm-hmm.
They're just birds. They're little blue birds too.
Me and Jeff run outside with like children, like, "Oh my God, come on!" As they chase after us because we couldn't just stay in a car. Oh.
And then suddenly the swarm of birds flies off. Make me a perception check, both of you.
22.
17.
Jada, you see past the swarm problem, and way up at the festival, you see Cerridwen holding the foot of a floating Eisen like a balloon.
What the? Did Jay just laugh for the first time? Like, what the? Are you okay? What is that noise?
In the distance at the party.
You see that?
Did you look? Jade, I don't think I've ever heard you laugh before.
Look, I'm serious. Look.
Now we know Jada
Looking
likes
good.
slapstick.
It's like-
If you fall in front, they're gonna laugh.
Oh my gosh. Can't believe I was gonna remember that. So he can't. Does he float? Wow, can't do visions, but he can float and make daggers appear. Yeah.
So weird.
And then suddenly, from out of Eisen, this blue, glowing, misty ball starts, like, from him, and just... And he is just floating there. And his ball sort of maybe 20 feet around him pushes dirt away. Cerridwen is holding on, but he's just floating there. And inside that circle, Eisen, I mean, it's just a circle, so it's probably not a big deal anyway. But you
As a DM,
see, you see starlight, and it all around in this ball. Cerridwen is seeing it too. Everything looks bluish, has a bluish tint from within this ball. And you see, Cerridwen, that people have been pushed out of the ball. And they were pushed out forcefully and just thrown all around outside of it.
But it just went over me.
It went around you as if you're now in it with...
What's happening?
I don't know. Can I make an Arcana check?
Sure, at disadvantage.
Hey, I mean, hey, she would certainly try.
Yes.
Do I feel anything different coming from inside me from this, or is this just something happening around me?
You feel it happen, like you feel it come out of you, and it feels, you have felt this before, but never when you were awake.
So this is like the visions?
It feels like that, like but it's never happened while you were awake. And Cerridwen from within, what was your roll, by the way?
I rolled an 8 and then a 1.
Yeah, you have no idea what the hell's going on.
She got this really intense look on her face. She's like, you know what? I don't know. Look at her head. Her name is Vesryn.
I look at the star. I look at the stars.
And as you're looking at them, they shift a little bit. And you remember seeing that happen once. And by the way, from within the library, you see this happen. This big, huge ball come out and forcefully just shove people out of the way and stuff out of the way for about 20 feet around them. And what are you doing, Desus? As you hear everyone like sort of gasp for a moment, and everyone turns away.
Race.
Yeah, I was 100% focused on one, getting away from the mean badger, and two, getting that finish line.
And the mean badger is trying to catch up to you, but is like kind of trying to get dirt off his eyes as he runs. So you run and you cross the line, and then he catches up eventually and crosses the line. But nobody's looking.
While no one's looking, I just get up on my two hind legs, puff up really big.
And he sits there and he sort of like uncoils into a little boy. A human, or not a human, an elven boy. Mother, I told you I didn't want to be a badger! And he sees you. And he just runs. And he's naked, like, not clothed, just like running, like, everything is like, and nobody even notices but you. He just runs, disappears, gets as far as he could get, covered in dirt all over his face, where you kick dirt in his face.
You said I've seen this once before, though, with the stars?
You have. When you were coming to the island, you remember seeing the stars shift once.
I saw that too, because I know Desus had seen it. I didn't know I had seen it.
But Cerridwen's never seen it, but she's seen it.
Desus.
Yeah, Desus has definitely seen it. And when you turn and see the boy run, you see Eisen in a big blue ball of, like, energy, and Cerridwen in the middle of it, holding onto his foot. And you can see sort of shifting images along the ball that look like star formations.
Do I recognize any of the patterns that are there?
You do. They look like the formations above Elixia. You recognize them all.
Huh.
And then there's a sort of a roiling energy rolling along the edge of the ball. And can I get an intelligence check from you and Cerridwen?
Just straight intelligence check.
Yep.
You don't need anything from me, right?
Nope.
Okay.
Actually,
14 for me.
Actually, yes. You can give me one at disadvantage, and Jada and Hipley can give me one. And I mean, you're at a distance, but you can see the stars.
At disadvantage?
Love intelligence checks.
Disadvantage for us too, right?
Yeah, because you're so far.
I just got an 8.
I got a 7.
That's what I got. A 7.
Hey! Coolest bitches up in here!
6.
And you see roiling energy on the... What did you get, Desus?
I got a 14.
Okay. You have a memory of what is happening. It looks like the portal that you created in the Shadowfell. Like the roiling energy wrapping around it. And you feel in here, Eisen and Cerridwen. And Cerridwen, you remember this. There was an odd feel of both roiling heat just on the edges and cold, but they never mixed. It always felt like you were being hit by cold and hot in different areas as the portal is thrumming between the two planes. So heat you can feel is emitted from the edges, and ethereal coldness too, but it never mixes. It never becomes warmth anywhere, and it never becomes still as the planes push and pull from each other, resisting the extraction of what is theirs, basically, while trying to pull in more from the other. So you feel this sort of weird pulsing between the two planes as they are shown here. And then you see... Go on.
I was just saying, I think, first I'm looking around all this stuff, and then I realize all these people are around us, and I have no idea what's about to happen. So I will say, you all need to get back. Get away. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, they're doing that.
Yeah. I just want to make sure that no innocent person is going to get hit by whatever this is.
And there are the living bodies of the people that you remember coming through. Cerridwen and Desus, you can see them coming through. And you see yourselves coming through. And from the library, you see this happening also. You see all these people coming through. And you recognize them. You recognize them as the people that you had brought back. And Eisen, you recognize them from your vision. You recognize the living bodies that were basically shorn from the soil there, the poisoned soil. And as they came through, you can see from the opposite side, because you saw it from the Shadowfell side, you're seeing it from this side, and you can see in the eyes of those coming through that even though their bodies are coming through, there's not a whole lot left that feels like welcomed by the families that are there to welcome them. Whatever was their minds has already been stripped from them. They may regain it in the future, but they experienced fathomless horrors while they were there, or they saw them, or they heard the experiences of others, or they felt the breath of the fluttering wings of the monsters there, and the slow sinewy roots squeezing them. And you see them stumbling through, and you realize that they're feeling the ground, and most of them don't even keep walking very far, and they, for the most part ignore their families that are coming through, and they feel the grass and the soil instead, while their families, grab them and hold them and lift them away from it to give them, their own familial love. And then the stars shift and waver again, and then the bubble disappears, and Eisen falls to the ground, and his eyes roll into his head, and you see that, Cerridwen. You see his eyes open, but they're roll up.
Just kind of like hold my arms out, thinking that he's.
Oh, he falls to the ground. When the bubble pops, he falls.
Can I catch him?
Yeah, you can catch him. He's right under you.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you doing, Desus?
Unmute myself first. I'm gonna stay in badger form, but I'm just very cautious. Is the rest of the crowd have they started to actually run off, or are they staying around where the bubble was?
They don't run away, but they back away. It's pretty far.
Okay, so I just kind of clamor out any walling or fencing they have for the badgers and make my way over to Dwen.
Can you make me a perception check, please?
Okay. Use this one.
That just Desus or both of us?
Just Desus.
Okay.
Perception uses my wisdom as a badger. So 21.
I thought when you do your animal form, you get to still use your stats for that stuff.
My mental stats.
Mental.
All mental stats, so I still get my +7 for this. I can't do physical.
You see on the naming stone in the distance, there is a slight glow that fades off over what seems to be a symbol.
I immediately kind of dig a quick paw into Dwen's foot as I run in the direction of the naming stone.
Yeah, she was looking the other way. That's why she didn't get an opportunity to see it. But it's almost immediately gone. You just caught it at the tail end as it faded away.
Look at Desus, Badger, and I'm like, oh, and then she's running. So then I just look at Eisen, who's unconscious, and I'm like, okay. So she just throws him over her shoulder and runs off after Desus.
The usual.
Yeah, it's nothing new.
Damn humans always need to be carried.
Humans, dragonborns, half-elves. A lot of them. Right, so if we get to the naming stone, and I just kind of put Eisen on the ground, and she's like, I guess she'll wake up, I don't know. What are we looking at?
I just begin squeaking like, and trying to paw up to where I saw the light was.
I look at the mark she is indicating at, and
they're all barely even there. They're faded away mostly.
Oh, jeez. Okay, I'll try to scrape some of the moss away, and then can I get at least part of it, or
I'll give you an Arcana check. You have Arcana with this.
Okay, that's a 16.
It's hard to know exactly, but you think that it's a rune of protection. Back where Hipley and Jada are, when the bubble pops, that flock of birds fall to the ground dead all over between where you are and the festival. And they're like flying, and then they fall like keys all over the place.
Worry about them attacking us.
I mean, this is a good turn of events. Well, at least we can walk outside safely.
Are we going now?
If you want to, I will.
I don't care.
Jada, see, this is bad. Someone needs to. You're going to have to be the one you're the one who cares this time. One of us needs to.
Okay, let's go check that out.
If you insist.
I don't. I really don't. How many more hours do we have left?
About
Is it
4,
how many?
5. We've got some time.
I mean, we could research blue balls.
Just the book on that. Just the book on that. And I said that we're even thinking about it too. Never mind. I think that's an anatomy book. I want to say. Hold on a second. Let me wait.
I know you didn't
Okay,
mean it,
so-
but no, my God, when you realized what you had said, your face.
I was trying to ignore it, but then you laughed so hard I couldn't stop it. It was just...
I had the anatomy book. I think you wanted to read. I mean, physiology.
Physiology. What, like organic physiology?
Yes, it kind of goes into all the details and everything. So if you're
I don't
curious.
really. I don't really care about that. I was talking about the.
Oh, the light, that magic thing.
Yeah, the magic blue ball. Yeah. What did you think I was talking about?
Nothing. The same thing that you were thinking about. Put away physiology book. Anyways, yes, we can definitely look up some magic. I don't know if I've ever. Does that sound familiar though? How like would I even know like what to reference? Like it's like a blue light. Would I be like to reference that with the book?
We saw the
In the
flashback,
constellations.
whatever you want to call it.
for,
Yeah, you saw
Okay.
it from a distance, so you didn't get as much detail as them, but you saw it.
It's kind of like a glitch in time.
I mean, I never know where to even begin looking in the. I mean, would I even know any books that would relate to something like this kind of? I mean, I know it's like a long shot. Would anything even come to mind?
I'll give you a moment to think
Wait.
of some words to use. You can think of some words for your Dewey Decimal System. You know, things to look for. Back where you're at, your eyes open, and you feel yourself. You can feel that you're basically being fire person carried over someone's shoulder.
I'm awake. I'm awake. Did we win? Did we win?
I didn't actually catch it. You had it? Oh, good.
All right. Where's my
Good.
money? Where's my money?
Yeah, that's a good question.
And I'm just like gesturing at Eisen.
I don't have the money. I gotta get it.
Well, I think she means like the giant, bubble thing that came out.
That happened.
That happened. Yeah, we all saw it, and everyone in the town saw it, and then it kind of went around me, but it pushed other people away.
He looks around. He looks around nervous, like at the people here.
Oh, everyone's staring at you in like an uncomfortable way. Kind of afraid of you and not sure what happened. Keeping some distance.
Yeah, I start going in the direction of the library and I squeak.
I just pull out my I pull out my Kruth and I say, "Oh, those mages drinking too much," and I just start playing.
He looks a little off-put for a second as everybody's like staring at him, but then he kind of adjusts himself and he walks over to the guy that took the bets. I believe our badger won. I'd like to.
I don't know who won. Nobody saw it.
Oh, how can? Where's the other badger?
We don't know.
That badger's still here.
In the whatever
by
happened we think it ran away.
Winner by default.
That's not how it works. Everyone will get their money back. It's a friendly wager. We're not like a gambling hall.
All right. I'll take the money back then.
And he starts looking at his bookie paper to figure out
It's
who got
30.
what.
30 gold. I show the ticket I have because I'm sure they have some type of
they
ticket
do.
system.
And he gives you your money back.
And I walk over to Dwayne. Here's your 10. Sorry.
Cardinal Fowl. Let's go back to the library. I think we should tell the others about what happened.
Cerridwen, make me a performance check.
$23.
When you start playing, it sounds better than it had for in a long time.
Music's coming back slowly.
Question, Scott. When we get up towards the library and I see Desus and Dwin both walk across the line, do we see anything around them like dissipate?
You don't see anything now.
Do we see just like a bunch of dead birds on the ground?
Oh yeah, on the way over, there's more than 1,000 little blue birds dead between the festival and the library.
Great. Just great.
Oh. Well, the cats will eat well.
I dart inside and get rid of my wild shape.
Go in, looking, contemplating.
Yeah, because the other one turned out to be a kid, and then nobody watched. Dumb.
Who the hell was a kid?
Yeah, he was a kid, and then he screamed at his mom about turning him into a badger.
Oh.
I mean, you did the same thing, kind of. So
Yeah, but I wasn't mean about it. And I consented. I did it to myself. This
True.
kid did not consent, apparently. Anyway.
That's the difference between wild shape and polymorph.
Thing.
eyes are not glowing anymore. Were you having a vision?
Did you see it all the way from here?
It's kind of hard to miss. I mean, Jada laughed. Like, Jada literally laughed.
We got her and Jada, like... Oh.
Eisen, everything had a bluish tint, so it felt like a vision. But it's never happened to you while you were awake. And it's definitely never happened to you in front of anybody.
That was new. I mean,
Well,
in some ways similar to my visions I've had, but that was a whole different thing.
the whole experience kind of reminded me of when we made the orchestra portal, and it kind of made this bubble around all of us. And then some of us were allowed in the bubble and some of us weren't. And so I was allowed in the blue bubble, but other people weren't.
Interesting.
Right? So it's like a selective magic. And then additionally, the rune that you showed me on this naming stone was a protection one, which I thought was interesting because it can't happen in conjunction to what happened to...
Yeah, I just saw the last of it glow before you turned to follow me.
And you've never seen naming stones, any of them, ever glow, except in the Elixia itself, where the two stones were.
What? Hang on. I got a running thought. I turned to Hipley and Jada. When did the birds die? What happened? They just popped?
Well,
A bubble popped.
So when the blue bubble went off, they died.
Yes.
they just dropped.
All at
I
once.
killed a bunch of birds.
Yes, quite a few. It's okay. They kept the ibises were eating them, so I mean, apparently they are not good. So
I kind of have an idea. I think that maybe Eisen is some sort of chosen vessel for the island, like, or its voice, or a conduit of kinds for it, because it's trying to protect itself from the birds and weird things.
Not a protector. I've never been good at that.
have you tried before?
I'm not a protector.
Well, it could have been random for all we know, but I mean, these episodes are coinciding with each other. I mean, I'm just shooting in the dark, but you know.
Well, something is giving you visions, because usually visions don't come out of nowhere, they are given by something else, gifted to you. So I guess maybe whatever entity might be giving you these visions in some way attached or connected to you might be also connected to Elixia.
And apparently does too. I mean, he said visions of us as well, so...
It was weird. I could feel everything. The emptiness, whatever those people felt, whatever you felt on the other side, I could feel it as if I was going through it.
And only to wait just as we came back here, though, right, to Elixia, right? You saw that the end point of us coming back, right? That's what you saw?
That's correct, right, Scott?
Yeah.
It's the end point of them coming back. And all the emptiness so many of those people felt even coming through.
What do you mean emptiness?
Well, whatever that place, I guess, it takes from you, yes? I felt their lack of whatever it took from them.
Their souls. This is not there. Well, I don't know what to make of this yet. Well, unless anyone's got other ideas, do I just go kill the snail thing?
I mean,
All right.
no, but if we're gonna go, we're gonna go.
Yeah, we're gonna go. I think we need to take care of it. I don't want it gobbling up anyone else or lighting them on fire.
It'll be probably a good idea if I'm not here.
They can
Everybody
light
seems
things
to
on
not like me.
So this giant snail can light things on fire. Okay, and can do weird charming things. Okay.
I was like, I mean, maybe I just was. It can't use fire. I just keep thinking it's fire because of the acid, and for some reason,
okay.
I remember like the webbing when I thought it caught on fire for some reason.
That'd be a really cool
yeah.
snail, though. Just some like fire too. That'd be pretty awesome, though.
Yeah, it just.
Scary.
All right. I guess we're going
Yeah.
to the woods.
There's one.
Go ahead.
Yeah, there's one thing I want to try, just in case. And I turn to Eisen, just like, do you mind if I lay a hand on you for a moment?
Yeah, be my guess.
And I just gently place a hand on his forehead, and I cast Dispel Magic at 4th level.
Okay.
Aren't your spells before the fight?
And when you cast it, you feel the energy from your spell surround him, and he seems to be the same. You don't see anything different, but it's hard to tell what happens with something that's invisible if it's still there.
All right, I don't know if it does anything, but I thought maybe, so we've seen people or things attached to people before.
Fair enough. And I should probably be a little bit more discreet since everybody seems to be scared, if you don't mind. And he'll change the color of his cloak to make himself look a little bit slightly different. So that way I can maybe blend in when we leave and not draw as much attention.
Bright orange.
Just so people can't see me.
Constructor
neon,
orange.
And it glows in the dark.
Noticing that most people around here wear like probably greens and browns, I'm thinking, because it's nature, right?
They actually wear lots of colors.
Yeah.
Wow,
Well,
way to judge.
I'm saying nature. I'm just assuming most of
They
people
wear blues
they
and
sleep
reds.
outdoors, hunters and stuff. I'll change it probably to like a forest green, not as brightly colored as I normally am.
Okay. All right. You dull.
And I'll pull my cloak over my head.
Okay,
Okay.
I head out.
So you get out, you
Oh, Jesus, make sure you eat something quickly though before. So just I know you're not gonna taste. So before you go, make sure you have some snack really quickly.
Oh, right.
Because it'll be a while before you can come back here.
Well,
So-
she might be all right now.
Oh,
When we were stepping back in, I didn't see that shadowy thing that
never mind.
attached. I could be wrong. I don't know.
I will grab a fruit. I'll take a bite in here, and then I'll take a bite outside when we're see what happens.
Here, try this. It's called star fruit.
Oh,
Or carambola.
okay. Take a bite.
It's delicious. Little tart, a lot of sweet, a little tart. Awesome.
Great.
A little bit of slime around the seeds. You may want to push
Yeah.
that crap away.
Yeah. So I'll just eat just enough where there's like at least a mouthful left, so when I go outside, I can test.
Okay.
To go outside, I take up the library. It's all kind of composes into like the little scepter.
So you see that happen, Eisen. The library just right into a scepter. It rolls itself back up. Ibis, cats, everything.
Odd. Very cool though.
You're just floating in a big blue, a big ball of light. So
Yeah, but they're not looking at your house like it's a monster.
I mean, it wasn't. Well,
Maybe the
maybe
ibis.
Desus did for a bit when I may have dropped the. We'll talk about it later. Let's just go. Tuck scepter away.
This is y'all's home as far as I know. Lead the way.
All right, I'll lead.
Okay.
Sure, because he doesn't know where the thing was yet. That's
Jada, do you mind giving me a hand? You're the one who saw it last, and I don't quite remember where it is.
Yeah. I kind of went. I didn't take a direct route. I kind of went sideways, so backtrack that way.
Okay.
Okay.
and so when we get to it, don't get too close. It can't see well. Can charm. Okay. Oh.
I think we're gonna do better with range.
Yeah, it moves rather slow. Or well, actually
Right.
no. Wait, how fast did it move? I was far away
It was
from
moving.
it, so
It was moving
it
at
felt
about
like
30.
it was moving fast. Okay, so never mind. Scratch that.
Normal.
Scratch that. It just felt it was far away when I was there, so
Yeah.
it felt like it was moving so slowly.
And you remember it was along the road between Shaley and Chiral. And there's only one really major road there's only one road actually that goes between the two. It has some branches, but it wasn't on one of the branches. It was on the main road. So as you're traveling, how do I say it? As it starts to become night, as you know, it's going to take time to get there. As it starts to get to night, everything feels kind of warm out because it's spring, so you're starting to get warmth. But the darkness is extra.
There's an extreme. There's a depth to it.
Yeah.
Vente black.
I don't like how dark it is. I mean, I know it's night, but
Cast light.
oh, thank you.
I can't see.
Yeah, I have my lantern out.
Should we be hunting this thing at night? I mean, would it be better to come? Maybe especially because it is so dark. Well, we're just already out. Too late now.
Yeah, we can. I mean, we can backtrack and maybe it like comes out at night.
It
Point.
wasn't nighttime.
Oh, when it hits you? Okay, yeah, no, let's just go back and sit or something.
Because
I
I feel like
can't-
with this
can't
darkness,
say anything.
yeah. Yeah, it feels like this might be.
Let's just go back about, a mile or so and set up and then come back in. I got the tents.
So wait, where are you going?
We're gonna
Just
backtrack
backtracking a little bit.
and then we're gonna wait till morning to hit it.
Ah, okay. You're gonna try and deal with this in the daytime when you can all
Yeah,
see.
when we can see it.
Notice how he said
we're not-
try.
When you're not blind.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a
I pulled my
smart idea.
tents, set them up.
Tents get set up. You all have places to sleep. Can I get perception checks from everybody?
What die? This die.
23.
Dirty,
23.
dirty 20.
Oh. What'd you get?
13, not a 20.
Okay.
22.
What'd you get, Cerridwen?
23.
So all of you except Hipley see way down the road, you see the flicker of a campfire.
Anyone else sing that?
Oh, I see the fire. Do you want to check it out?
Why?
So I know what's coming.
How far away is it, Scott?
Way down the road.
Probably
The
just another
direction-
traveler.
Yeah, direction we came from or direction we're going?
The direction you were going.
Did that thing light up at all?
It had a weird glowing person thing.
I mean, it could be like a
Did
trap.
the weird glowing person appear to me and Eslov too?
Yes.
Oh, that's right. Oh, there was kind of a weird glowing person. Oh,
Yeah.
person.
Did it match kind of what you're seeing out there now?
Oh, looks like a campfire.
It looks like a campfire.
I don't think a glowing person would need a campfire.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably just people. But
All
sure,
right.
I mean, if you want to go say hi, that's fine, I guess.
They're pretty far away, though.
What do you feel, Jesus? Hipley?
It was an intense sleeping, that's why I missed it.
Valid.
Yep. I suppose it should be okay. I mean, we can do our watches just in case. I can summon my swarm creatures from my staff so they can help keep guard too.
I also have a thing I could just set up that'll, if anybody crosses it, it'll ring really loud.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's get out of go. Yeah, sounds great. I'll just go to bed. And by bed, she means not sleeping because she's not good at sleeping now.
Oh.
So who else is not sleeping? Okay.
Well,
Hipley's
that's 'cause
sleeping.
you don't have to.
Exactly.
Well, Morgan, you can just sleep now, so shut up. You just going to sleep now.
I don't have to trance anymore, so yeah. I think Eisen would try to lay down and get some sleep. I think it would take him some time after everything that just happened.
Yeah, even when you do go to sleep, you ruminate about what you'd seen.
Yeah.
And in your head the clue was everything had a tint of blue to it, which you know is always the case, has always been the case when you had a vision. After a while, Jada, down the road the fire stops, and then there's a glowing girl in the distance, just a little tiny figure way down the road where the fire was.
Is it like the same figure as the
Yeah,
shell
maybe.
thing?
Maybe.
Maybe? Guys,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's
Fine, it wasn't even a thing.
coming to us.
Okay.
Sure.
What's coming to us? What do you mean?
The thing.
Well, I saw that coming.
It's
It may have just
way down the
ate those
street.
people.
Yeah, maybe it just ate those people over there. Maybe we should have warned them. I don't know.
Oops.
How far away is this thing?
Way in the distance down the road.
Kind of a far walk, though.
I was gonna Eldritch Blast, but I think it's too far.
Well, we can
Yeah,
at
I'm,
least.
I'm gonna chuck an Eldritch Blast in its direction. It's gonna lob one.
We might just draw it here.
I mean, it's already coming this
probably
way
already coming
anyways.
here.
I just started lobbing Eldritch Blast in like that direction.
Okay.
I don't. It may, but the way you described it, it looked like it had its own little trap, its own nest set up along the route. I would
So
think
your
it
Eldritch
probably
Blast goes, and when it gets way down that area, it lights up a glistening, what looks like a cone along the street, the road, and it goes into the cone, and you can just see glowing on the edges of it, and when it hits, some of the little bits of glowing area like light on fire for a moment, and then stop, and then it fades out.
Yeah.
You
Threads.
see that? Throw another one. Poof. What
Okay.
is that?
What's going on? It's weird.
Is that what you saw, Jada? What you experienced?
Is that what I saw?
Yeah, it feels like a funnel trap.
Yeah. The trap starts there. Or I guess exits there. If we're on the other side of it. So yeah, it's like
Should be interesting.
yeah, it's fun. Let's go.
Oh, hold on, hang on. And she kind of gets up, and I'm gonna cast Enhance Ability, so everyone's gonna get some temporary HP. You all get 6 extra HP as the 3 of yeah. One,
There's
two,
more than 3
4.
of us.
There's more than 3 of us. I'm great at math. I'm all right. Who's gonna
there are
go
5 of
and
you.
be up front with this thing? Because I only got 3 spots. All right, hit please not. All right. Okay, so that means Desus, Eisen, and Jada get temporary hit points. 6.
Who wants to fly? I don't know if that'll help. You said that thing floats.
Yeah,
Fly
but
Jada.
if you can get a yeah.
That could be good for those going in, because then if it has to sense where you are and you're not touching anything.
Who else? So,
Yeah,
then Thesis and Jada, do you guys want to fly or?
I have
Well-
I have an ability as well that might be helpful. And if you guys are open to it, that is.
Well, what is it?
It's I'm trying to remember. I want to make sure I'm reading the right one. Yeah, Psychic Whispers. I can create a connection to where we can all talk to each other in our minds.
Like this, I use telepathy and speak to Eisen.
Yes,
But
like
it's
that,
gonna
but
sound like okay.
all of us together can communicate to one another.
Sounds really crowded.
Well, it's
But
great.
sounds useful.
I mean, it's not the first time we went over each other's thoughts. You guys remember that dream place we went to?
That's
No,
It's
it's
a bit
not.
different.
Jesus.
Alright.
Well, so yeah, that'd be nice if we can. So that way, at least we get separated. We can kind of communicate.
Yeah, we can
And-
communicate up to 1 mile away from each other.
And that'd
What?
keep us from having to be
For 6
with
hours.
voices.
I can
So
manage. I can manage from the background. I can like still direct you guys. Like, hey, it's coming here.
Yeah, and that'll last for 6 hours. We can communicate
Wow.
for the next 6 hours up to 1 mile away from each other.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's good.
Alright,
I will cast. Who's going in? Me, Thesis, and Eisen.
Yes.
I don't care about Eisen. I will cast protection from energy on me and Thesis. Let's choose acid, obviously.
Okay.
and
Good-
when we
good
get
choice.
closer, I will cast less.
And when we get close enough, I'll cast Fly because it only has like 10 minutes, so I'm gonna make sure to save until like we get close to it. So as soon as we get close, I'll tap you guys and give you guys Fly.
So, wait, who's flying now?
When we get close, it's gonna be Jada and Desus.
Okay.
When we get close enough too, because it's only 10 minutes, so I don't wanna waste it.
All right. So,
just so you know, if this thing is off the ground and I can't reach it, I won't be very useful.
Oh, then do him because I have range stuff.
Eisen, you're gonna so you're gonna fly now.
Yeah, just so you know, I won't be very useful.
You see, with the daggers, like just.
I mean, I can throw the daggers, but that's about it.
So as you're walking and discussing this, you see this sort of rolling chromatic color pattern in the distance. Not as far as it was, because you were walking towards where you were going. And can I get a wisdom save from everybody?
I do these at advantage.
Yay! Wisdom.
Should I make him not advantage just?
which makes a huge difference because otherwise it would have been a 3. So but that'll be 19.
Saving through.
That's a 12.
14. I already know that's not enough.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, it was like 16 or something. It was a high DC.
No, it was higher than 16. 16 didn't work.
Yeah.
23 for Desus.
What did you get hit, please?
15. But I'm kind of staying
Eisen?
back though. Like I was not getting like super close.
I got a
Eisen?
19 total.
Jada?
14.
14. Cerridwen?
12.
Okay. So, Eisen and... Wait, what did you get again, Desus?
I think I said 24. Yeah, 24.
You
23.
and Eisen, you're walking, and you realize that the other 3 stopped walking. And they're just staring at this beautiful chromatic pattern in the distance. It's really, really gorgeous. The rolling color. And after a little bit, they get to see this really nice humanoid figure sort of appear below that chromatic pattern.
You want to try to wake them up? I'll try to
They're
distract
awake.
them. Well, I mean, like snap them out of it, like whatever they're doing. They're clearly like this.
And we're all just talking like, look how beautiful. We're all just talking about. Talking about how great it is too.
Oh, they're fine. Yeah, they look fine.
I've never seen colors like that before in my life.
And then
I've
after a
really
moment,
seen color.
they start walking again towards it. Just like,
I gotta get closer to this thing.
yeah.
Real
Gotta
nice
see this.
color.
Maybe we should stop them from what they told us already.
Just walking ahead.
I will try to grab them and stop them. Tap them on the cheek, not hard.
I gotta.
but like,
What are you? I'm trying to look at this
Look
colors.
Look at the light.
Look, do you not see that it's gorgeous? That's what we need to save. Whatever going on.
It
It's
is.
It's that late.
I don't think we need to fight this thing.
This is gonna help us.
How far away is it?
It's still a distance. It's not as
Like
far
not-
as it was, but probably, a quarter of a mile maybe.
Canadian brain understands that.
Rip. Rip to our resident Canadian.
Jesus, that's really.
Okay. Well, we have to get closer to it regardless. I don't have any friendly things.
Isn't a mile like 2.4 kilometers? Isn't that what it is? So a quarter, I think, would be about half a kilometer.
I'm just assuming it's too far for my range stuff because I can only go up to 120 feet.
Yeah, it's too far for anything that doesn't have basically an unlimited range.
400
or line of sight or
meters.
something.
Still think we should try to wake them up as we go forward.
Yeah, they're just walking.
All right. This will be the most dangerous thing I ever do in my life. And I run in front of Jada and give them a slap across the face.
Probably hurt you more than them.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're not like,
Their face doesn't budge at all.
actually, your jaw like just flies over.
Jada, make me a wisdom save.
19? That's enough, right?
What'd you roll?
Well, I rolled a flat
What'd you
19,
get?
but I need
That's
I don't
enough.
know what my wisdom is.
It's enough.
Okay, whatever.
And Deezus is right in front of you.
Hi.
Are you okay?
Yeah, you wanted to walk towards the thing. Your face hurts on my hand.
Kind of like Cerridwen and Hipley are doing.
I'm walking with them to make sure they're not going too far off without us.
Make me a dex save, please.
Who, all of us or me?
No, just you. You're trying to hold them back. You'll
I'm a
understand.
giant, dude.
I just, this is what we need. Like, can you like lay off, please? I mean,
11.
As you're holding back, trying to hold back Cerridwen, you stumble back over this, what looks like a rock made of black, shiny material. And when you stumble over it, it breaks some of the rock, and you see there's a bone sticking out of the rock. And you realize there's this gooey liquid around it that isn't really rock. And you now realize you're touching what feels like a little bit like spider webbing, but just layers of it.
Oh, we need Cerridwen.
She's up ahead of all of you.
Your hand's hurting. I'll do it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know that well enough.
I hit Cerridwen, not as hard as I can.
Okay.
Do a point of damage. Do a point of damage.
Can you reach her face? She's so tall.
Running jump.
Make a wisdom save, Cerridwen.
Okay, wisdom save.
Come on.
Nope.
didn't make it hit her
I
again.
got like an 11.
And she
One more.
sloughs
one
it
more
off
punch.
and keeps walking around you.
Okay, I gotta do this a little bit harder. Forgive me.
I don't know if I can assist anyway, but I can like yell in her mind. In Cerridwen's mind. Like, wake up! I don't know if that would help as you
Cerridwen,
smack
make
her
me
trying to
I mean, you're getting hit, you're being yelled at in your mind. Why don't you do a wisdom save at advantage?
Hard to think of volume in your mind though. It's weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
You can't like really get loud in your mind.
Because I never get to use this, I'll use my Cosmic Omen. And I have a feature where if it's wheel or woe, so for wheel, I can give a d6 to a person making a saving throw that's within 30 feet of me.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
You can do it.
That's a 17.
Oh. And is that with the d6?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay. So Cerridwen takes the hit from you and like shakes for a moment and then continues walking forward. And Hipley's walking past all of you too.
Yeah, he's been fast. Like
I'm
he's
gonna
probably
go-
farther now.
Do I try to hit him? Do I try to wake him up?
Sure, if you want to. Cerridwen. Dwin.
Deezus, one thing you noticed, because
Walking around you.
Eisen and Jada have their backs turned to the thing because they're not getting the effect on them. Cerridwen and Hipley are heading towards it. But you can tell that the glowy, chromatic changing thing, it's getting closer.
Yep.
Jada stops. I forgot something really important.
Okay.
It's invisible.
That is this. How you forgot
My
that,
bad.
but
My bad.
My bad.
I am smacking Hipley, trying to wake him up.
7. I like you.
And you-
And I would do the same thing where I'd yell in his mind as well, like yelling as I'm smacking him, like wake up.
all right, I'll give you an advantage roll. An
Was
advantage.
it you
Winston.
who had? Was it?
Eight.
Desus, was it you who had bless, or was it? Glenn?
I have Bless I was going to hand out once we got closer because it only lasts for a minute.
We might need it, and it is closer.
Yep, so I guess for this very purpose, Hipley and Dwen will get Bless and one other person. I'll give it to Eisen because he's going to be rushing in.
I give it to because I have with wisdom saves I have advantage.
Oh, okay, then
So-
Jada.
Yeah, give it. I'd say
You
give
three
it
can
to
have Bless.
Okay.
I can only do that once a day, so.
Not gonna help me at this point.
But,
I'm 8,
I mean,
would be 12. Wouldn't do it.
it would help you. I thought you
No,
said
because I got an 8, so 4. It's not gonna be 12. I'm just walking ahead. It's like,
Yeah, of course, because
21.
stop. I'm trying to get this
Yes.
this late.
Yay, saved Dwen.
It's okay. Yeah.
Dwen wakes up, and as she's waking up, Cerridwen, or Desus, you see this thing sort of come out of the shadow, this looming shadow behind you, that looks like what you see on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like a little figure below it that's sort of humanoid looking. And there's a little tentacle that comes down that sort of makes this humanoid looking thing that sort of walks. So it looks like a person-ish from a distance, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And as a nature lover as you are, you know that that's a lure.
Yep.
Tracks. Glows.
And Hipley's like right near he's probably like right near it at this point. Because he just kept walking.
Well, no,
Yeah,
I'm
like-
still in front of you trying to knock you out of it. Like I'm walking,
Yeah,
hitting
but-
you, shaking you.
And your back is to everything, so you don't really
Yeah.
know where it is.
And how much closer we are now, or it to us?
It's moving at a pretty good clip now. It looks like it's coming up on all of you.
So it's not invisible?
No, you can see the chromatic colors because it is. You can all see that.
I think before you were just
'Cause
so
it's charming.
mesmerized, it seemed like it wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I will pop out my starry form of the Javanalist, so that's already out. So that lasts for a little bit. So now there's a good 10-foot glow all around Desus.
Nice.
And like I said, I was trying to wake up Hipley. Does he get one more chance?
Can I
before we
get
go
an
in?
initiative roll from everybody?
Okay. Damn, I was trying Hipley. I was trying.
All good. About to get 8.
Oh, buddy.
Let's go the opposite way.
Okay.
Not bad initiative. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Where's my initiative? Oh, there it is.
Right.
I literally never know these
15.
things. Oh my god, I rolled a 6.
Okay, what was it add up to?
That's 6 total.
Dang,
I got-
7 total.
17 for Desus.
Okay. Cerridwen?
15.
Eisen?
19.
Okay, so I got a 6, 7. So Jada got a 6, Hipley got a 7, 15 Cerridwen, 17 Desus, 19 Eisen. Okay. So the people that are looking where it is, that's Desus and Cerridwen. Hipley is also looking that way, but not in a negative light, like
So beautiful.
enjoying the walk towards the beauty up ahead. The two of you can see that it is moving at a pretty good clip, and it will probably be here in the next round. So it's coming within range of all kinds of things, but also bringing you into range of all kinds of things.
Yay.
Yep.
Do I see a glow like from this thing, even though I'm not looking at it, like off of like Hipley and everything like that? Can I tell like something glowing is getting closer?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So, Eisen, 19. Your
I'm
backwards to it, so
I'm going to try to. I'm gonna like yell in his head, trying to wake him up one more time, and I'm going to turn and I'm going to throw 2 knives, at this thing, at the lure that's on the ground that's like coming towards us.
so you're gonna turn to face it. And
I'm
throw
going
the
to turn
knives.
and throw daggers at it. Yes.
Okay, can I get a wisdom save from you?
Again. Well, that's I rolled a natural 18 plus my stuff, so
Okay, yeah. You're able to throw.
gotta love those advantages until they fail you, and then you roll like 2 ones.
It'd be like that sometimes.
I know it does.
Snake eyes.
Yeah.
All right, so throwing this at the lure because that's really the only thing we can really see at the moment, right? Like the rest of its body's not showing yet.
No, you see the chromatic rolling of lights on its
Oh, okay.
shell, but that's up in the air. It's not on the ground. It's floating.
Yeah, hopefully, if I get this thing, if I hit it in the lure, maybe it'll pull back because hopefully it'll hurt it. So, all right, that'd be 11 plus 9. That's a dirty 20.
That's a hit.
All right. Ooh. 11 points of damage with the first dagger. And then a natural 15 plus 9 with the follow-up dagger, which will be not nearly as much. That'll be 8 points of damage with the second dagger. And then, like I said, I'm yelling at Hipley's head, trying to get him to move, but I don't. Isn't really my forte. Right up here like this. I'm going to stand my ground. And what you guys do notice, though, as I throw these blades and they go flying and they hit this thing, they hit it, they hurt it, or do whatever it does to it, and then they disappear. And then you see my hands blades once more.
Jesus.
And,
17.
I think that'll be it for me.
Okay.
All right. So is this creature in range, I guess, now? Because Eisen moved?
Yes.
Okay. So Thesis' eyes begin to glow as a familiar static crackle starts to cascade across her horns and down in her hair as she raises up her staff and does call lightning.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
This is the kind of thing that can really appreciate that because it's about the size of a small house.
Yeah. And it is definitely attracting lightning as I bring my fists down and get the lightning strike to hit it. So we'll need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Do we need to as well since we're pretty close to it?
I think only if you're in.
Not yet. You would if it was on top of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it failed and missed
Okay.
as badly as it could miss.
3d10s.
Dang, come on, 30.
2, 3. Get that out of there. 5. All right. 5, 10, 16 points of lightning damage.
Lightning.
Is this the first time we've used it since using it last?
This is the first time since the last time, yes.
Using it last.
Well, I mean, because yeah.
The last spell I used was Moonbeam.
Oh,
Moonbeam.
right,
Oh,
right, never mind.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah. Which we'll see what happens if that ever comes up.
Cerridwen, what are you doing?
Snap out of it. I look over at Hipley, who's still entranced, so I run over to him. I just smack him across the face. Wake up!
You're so bruised.
Just spit blood, just like, ow. Let me
one
roll.
more
Watch
wisdom
it still
save.
fail. Watch it fail. Oh no, that's 19 on the die, so no.
I mean, she knows how
Finally.
dangerous this is. So she's
I
like,
think it took out a
"Oh my God,
molar.
He wakes up,
it's better than you did." And then
and
she
you can
just-
see right behind Cerridwen are these tentacles lower, hanging down from the tree line, and not far from you anymore. Cerridwen, how many actions do you get in a turn? 1 or 2?
I get 1 action, but I have 2 attacks.
Okay.
If that answers your question.
Okay. Yeah. So you have another.
A camera.
You have another
Now
attack
you-
if you want.
you became a
Use
circle.
1 on Hipley.
Oh, I guess technically I did do an attack on Hipley. Okay.
You did totally.
And then I'll just use my bardic inspiration, pull all the war drums, start beating that tune out. I'm like, sorry, and then I'm just gonna give you I'll give Hipley bardic inspiration.
Like a Starbucks kid. Sour, sweet, and gone.
Hipley, it's your turn. What are you doing?
Oof.
Wait. Are there like trees I could kind of duck behind for cover or something, or is that too much movement?
Is there what?
Are there trees that I
Oh,
could?
trees all over the place.
Yeah,
There's
I'm just
little
gonna go and
webbing
take cover.
covering all of them, and it's really nice. It's got
I'm
a
gonna
glistening glow to the whole area.
Is Eisen and Jada close to me at all or no?
I mean, I'd be right in front of you because
yeah.
I was in front of you, turned around to like put myself
Yeah.
between you and it.
Fly on Jada. Bonus action to Misty Step over to where Dwayne is probably hiding or like nearby, just out of range.
So you're misty stepping the distance away from where this thing is coming.
Yeah, because I want to get cover too from like the side. Yeah,
Okay.
but after casting, after touching Eisen and Jada, give them fly.
All right. Jada. 6.
Classic. Well, hold on, I'm checking something really quickly.
Or can I do that? Can I use Misty Step and a spell at the same time or no? Right? I have to walk over.
Yeah, no.
Okay. So I can't, right? So then I'd walk over. Then yes, I'd walk to the Misty Step.
Okay. So save the misty step.
Yeah, because I couldn't do both. I was like, wait a second, that's not how D&D works.
Okay, well, I'm gonna fly up to this thing. I'm going to close my eyes, because I, don't want to get zapped again. What do you call it?
Mesmerized.
Mesmerized, what a good word. I want to get mesmerized again, so I'm going to close my eyes, and I'm going to... Yeah, whatever. I'll boom and blade it.
Okay. Okay. Boom it.
It's boom time.
I heard Jada say, unfortunately, it's boom time.
And you're flying, so you can get up to it pretty easily.
Yeah. And, why can't I find my... Oh, there it is. I'm so silly. And I'm going to do my... I literally just said it. What was
Booming
it?
blade?
Booming
Nope.
blade.
Nope. Fighting spirit.
Oh. Okay.
Give myself advantage.
Okay.
Let's go!
It's hit time.
How does it go?
That's exactly how it goes. You're right.
Dirty 20.
That's a hit.
Sick.
When you hit it with your melee weapon, when your melee attack, there's a spray of acid out of where you hit. Can you make me a dex save while you're doing your damage?
Sure. I would love to. Oh, that went way off. Okay. Dex save, you said?
Yes.
+4. Or plus D4. Can't see that. 3. Dex. This is so much math. Oh my god. What's 19 plus 3? 23?
20.
23.
22.
22, thank you.
Okay, so
Can't do math.
there's... Oh, it's not bad. So the spray of acid comes out of the wounded area, and you take 1 point of acid damage.
That's annoying.
Like a little droplet.
Yeah, it's sprayed all around you, but very little on you.
With acid resistance when she does not take it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
I think
That's
that's
a
what
good
it was
question.
afterwards. Right? I think Scott already took that into consideration.
Oh, okay.
Right? Or did you?
Yeah, because it rolled a 4, and then it halved it because you made your save, and you have resistance brings you to 1.
Yeah. Sick. Okay. And then I rolled pretty good on the damage, but let me check really quickly because I can never remember. Okay. I never remember how the spell works. It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
I mean, you only used it last week. Just kidding.
Did I? No, I didn't. Okay. So it takes. Wait. Yes. So it takes 8 points of lightning damage. Or is it thunder damage? Speed and moving energy until it. Yes, I know that. Thunder damage. It's thunder damage. Oh, I know my spell. Okay, so it takes 8 points of thunder damage and what is my Viper's Kiss? +2. So that's 6 points of slashing damage. Ha! Math. And if it moves, it'll take another 2d8.
Yep.
Thunder damage. And that's my turn.
Okay. So after you strike it, it sort of tilts itself and brings all these tentacles to bear on you, Jada. And it tries to grapple you with its tentacles because you're up near it and you've actually hit it and everything. What is your AC?
Not any better than last season. It's 13.
Okay, so you get hit with 2 tentacles, and hold on, you take. So you take 15 points of damage, and it is grappling you with its tentacles.
15 points of damage. What kind of damage?
Force. It is.
I will use
It has
my
like
reaction.
a magical force around the tentacles. It's like, ooh, shoot.
I'll use my reaction to
Okay.
put a little bit of force energy between Jada and it to try to take some of that damage.
Okay.
And I can take 6 points of that damage away from it. It just kind of like, it's a sonic barrier,
Yeah.
and it blocks some of the damage that she
Okay.
would have taken from the attack.
So you take it. You help with it. Everybody in the area, you feel the net, the webbing, start to shift under your feet.
Yikes.
What about us that are flying? Our feet are off the ground.
You don't notice anything. You don't feel anything.
Okay.
Eisen, 19.
All right, now that one of my allies are directly engaged with this, I will throw one of these daggers that I have
Do
summoned.
your rogue thing.
Do my rogue thing with it. Hopefully. All right, so I rolled an 11 plus 9, so that would be dirty 20.
Hits.
All right, and not just am I doing the sneak damage with this. I'm trying to. Where's my sneak?
You
at?
mean right in its face that it sees you coming at it?
Well, no, I'm throwing
Are
it
you
from
under
no. If one of my allies are engaged with it, I still get my sneak
you're
attack
right.
damage.
Yep.
So and she flew up to engage with it.
And
so
is
therefore,
engaged.
yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to find my sneak damage. I'm new character here.
Okay.
So all right, where is my sneak? Because I think because I only have a couple levels in it, so I want to make sure I have the right No, where is it? Sneak damage. Okay, that's 2d6. One thing I'm adding to it though is my fighter ability of psionic. Where is it? It is called psionic strike. So it allows me to add a little bit extra damage with this. So
Okay.
that'll be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14 points of damage from the dagger and the sneak, and then the psionic damage. Let me see here. Hit the target with an attack. You deal damage. So you can spend one psychic energy die rolling it, dealing force damage equal to that. Okay. And it'll take another 4 points of force damage. As the first dagger hits it, and it explodes with this blue energy. Boom, as it pulsates from it as the dagger disappears. And then I'll throw the second dagger.
Okay.
So close to 20. That'll be a 19. So
Hits.
and that'll be another 10 points of damage. And I could action surge, but I'll save it in case we need it later.
Desus.
All right. Well, with friends engaged, I'm going to summon down the lightning, but have it striking behind the creature since I know it's massive. So my friends don't get in the splash range of the lightning.
Okay. Smart.
Yeah, so I'm going to crash that down upon it. They'll have to make a dex save.
Because you are in that space now. It fails again.
All right.
God, it rolls
9.
terrible. I gotta change this die.
No.
It's fine. It's fine. I think it works. 9, 15, 20 lightning damage this time. As it crackles and scatters across its form. And then that was my action. I keep forgetting I can bonus action hurl stuff in my javelinist form. So I'm going to try and hit it with a javelin of radiant energy. Just a quick
I imagine like the
throw.
most beautiful light when like the lightning's hitting it, like it like sparks this like the beautiful light. It's like it hits.
Beautiful.
It is
Like,
quite the
wow.
light show going on.
Yeah.
I can't see it. My eyes are closed.
Looks like New Year's. Just
I'm like,
Lightning
I have an idea for
sparkle
concerts now.
I don't know if this hits. Hold on, wait. Mathin. 9 plus 7.
16.
does not hit.
16.
That's 16.
Did you bless yourself though, or no?
Doesn't
No, it was you, Dwen, and Jada that has the bless.
Darn.
That's okay.
So, Dwen.
So, I have a spell that does not require me to look at it. So that's what I'm gonna use.
Just
I'm
look
gonna-
at it. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's real nice. I'm gonna use Dissonant Whispers, so it's gonna have to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Fails. Wow.
Hey.
Yes.
These are terrible.
No, that's great. That's not terrible. That's
Okay,
great.
2, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, I just wasn't even braining on that one. Hang on.
That's
It's
11. 2, 2, 3, 4 is 11.
Okay, 11. All right. So it takes 11 psychic damage, and it has to use its reaction to move away from me. So take that as it is, and then I'll use my bardic inspiration, and I'll use it on Jada.
Heck yeah.
Okay. And Jada's going to get to do nasty damage because it's going to try and get away from Jada. So,
Bet.
all right. Hipley.
I'm gonna lob 2 Eldritch Blast at it.
Eldritch.
Eldritch
Classic.
Blast.
Classic.
It takes 3 points of thunder damage. 3.
And I have Bardic, right? How much is Bardic again?
The D8.
D8.
Dang, D8. Hold on a second. Let me get that D8 out.
Should have had a D8.
That's awesome.
And a D8. Yeah.
So the first one will hit. First one's a 21. Second one Darn it, 16. Oh wait, plus bless though. Hold on, so that's a D4. Come on now.
Dude, I forgot about the bless.
Yeah.
Blessed. What a good spell.
Comes in a
Darn it.
clutch.
Only 17 for the second one. So I think only the first one hit. The second was 17.
Hits.
Oh wow.
See? Bless!
Yes.
Bless made it hit.
Yes. Hashtag blessed.
So that's 23 points of Eldritch Blast damage.
Nice.
Blast. Eldritch Blast.
Did I have to make a wisdom save because I looked at it to throw?
In a moment, everyone will. Give me a second.
Everyone.
Jada.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yep.
Cool. I'm gonna put my hands on it and cast Shocking Grasp.
It has its tentacles on you.
I know. Zzz.
Okay.
Who's really grappled here?
Yeah, exactly.
I have you right where I want you.
Oh my
Gotta
god,
stop
you
doing
not-
that.
We're always
Stop.
doing that. We're always doing that. Oh my gosh.
I mute it. You knock that off right now. 18 hit.
Hits.
Bet. Ta-da. Ooh, nasty. 14 points of lightning damage.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Gonna make a lot of escargot.
Hell yeah. And I am going to use my bonus action Misty Step out of there. Bye.
Face.
When you Misty Step away, how far are you going?
It's a
Max
30-foot range.
30 feet, yeah, 30
Yeah.
feet.
It's a max of 30 feet, but I don't think they're going that far.
Okay.
So let's say 20 feet to be safe.
Okay, so everyone, can I get a deck save from all of you as it feels like the ground shifts under you and this webbing around all over the ground lifts up around you like a ball, and sheets of webbing start drifting down across the top at the same time.
Wild.
20. That's a 20.
Total of an 18.
17.
13.
D4. D4.
D4.
D4 only lasts once, right? You can only use plus once.
No,
Oh,
it's all as long as I have concentration.
What did you
I'm
get,
gonna use
Jada?
it.
I'm still rolling.
Okay.
Okay. I got an 18. I used your
Okay.
Bless.
Bardic Inspiration. No, I also used the Bless. I rolled like
So the area, you realize it undulates with motion, and the sheets from the top sort of drift down across you, but they're huge. And as everyone's trying not to be under them, everyone gets hit for half damage, except Desus, who takes normal damage.
Is it acid?
It is acid damage, unless you have.
Jada.
Don't
Some
forget,
people-
I get a quarter. Let's go.
if you guys haven't used, don't forget we have temporary hit points too, right? We have 6.
They're gone already, my dude.
Yeah, I figured for you. For the rest of us who.
So it's a
Still have it.
concentration check, right? For a spell.
Yes.
You have damage.
Which I
get
have advantage.
Me too.
So
Does that have to be-
anyone who takes full damage,
Oh, it'd be
does anybody take full damage? It's 44 full, 22 half.
So
11
it's
for
D6.
1, 2, 2.
Do I see Desus getting hit by this full-on force as we're in the middle of this fight?
It's
So I
just
would
a
use my-
sheet of
use
acidic
my-
webbing that drapes across the whole area around everyone.
I just specifically because of if I can see that.
And it was the nastiest roll I've ever made with this thing.
I would do the psionic barrier around her to reduce some of the damage that she takes. It's not much. It's only like by a
Okay.
maximum of 8.
Okay.
It'll be yours gets reduced by 4. So
Okay.
it's not much, but I'm trying.
Hey, it's still reduction.
Yeah.
And for the rest of us, it's 22.
Yes.
Except for me. It's 11 for me.
Oh wait, you put it on Desus though too.
I did, yeah, but I think you.
Yeah, so it was 44 acid with the resistance brought to 22.
Yeah.
And then
And then minus 4 from that.
Yeah.
yeah. So I would have
I
had
see.
14 damage total, with the temp hit points being 6.
Yeah. And
We're fine.
it starts to
We're
float
fine.
higher up into the trees to try and get away from any ground combat that can be there. Back to the top, 19. Eisen.
Right. That did not feel nice. I'm very upset.
It's just acid.
Yeah.
It's just like having
Not
your
the good
skin
kind,
melted
though.
off of you.
Acid. I'm staying at a distance because I saw what happens with the acid
Yeah, it's nasty.
on my comrade here. So I will kind of fly at a distance and I will throw the daggers some more at it from here.
Okay.
Natural
Do it.
18. So
Hits.
that'll hit. And the second one is natural 13, but it's plus 9. So,
Yep, hits.
all right. That'll be 3. That'll be 10 and 11. So with that, 10 and 11. Yeah. I'm not doing any sneak damage with it because Jada pulled out.
That's the melee. Sorry.
That's it. No, there's no reason to apologize. You had to get out of there.
Yeah.
I will try to. I want to be at a distance, but I want to try to get its attention on me. And actually, I will action surge. I think.
Okay.
Might as well. I might as well do it now, before it starts really messing.
You crit, huh?
Nat 20. I wish you were engaged though when that happened.
I'm
Oh my
sorry,
god.
buddy. I'm
That would've been
sorry.
sick.
Next time.
That's one die. So 4, 5, 6 plus 7. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And that'll be. Oh, I gotta roll the attack first. Sorry. That'll be 14, 15, 16. Well, 14 plus 9. 23. And that'll be 10 more. And then that's it for me. That's my action
Okay.
surge. So let me mark that off. Hopefully he's looking at me now.
Desus.
All right. So I can't concentrate on 2 spells at once, so I'm going to maintain blast, so call lightning goes away. How far? It's now floating up and away, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Trying to move up higher into the tree line. Make me a perception check, Desus.
All right, I can do that.
There's 2 of them.
That is a 13.
You think that it is becoming translucent or something. As it floats up, it seems to be becoming more, maybe clearish.
Okay.
It's weird.
I am going to guiding bolt it.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Good choice. Good choice.
Ha! Oh, that was a play. That was an adventure. But that is a 23. To hit with guiding bolt.
Yep, hits.
All right. So I need 4d6, and now it is in a sparkling...
46. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Oh, fuck. D6. And now it has a beautiful radiant glow on it, so everyone can keep eyes. Ah. 5, 10, 13 radiant damage.
And it takes the hit, and it sort of, the color sort of hits it and spreads along its shell area, and you see that after it takes the hit, it maybe isn't translucent as much as it seems to be fading into invisibility.
All right. Well, that was my action, so I can bonus action hurl my javelin at it, which now I have advantage. Yay.
Nice. I love that. Wait, that's amazing.
Ah,
Very useful.
very useful. Javelin, I believe, was my +7. Yes. So, dirty 20.
Hits.
It is 1d8 for a total of 7 radiant, as with my quick sling of the guiding bolt, just another quick action, I jolt out the javelin towards it.
Nice. I like the javelin.
Yeah.
I had a character named Javelin once.
I keep forgetting it's a bonus action for me.
That's so broken.
It's a really strong bonus action.
Good.
And
You're so powerful.
Cerridwen.
Druid.
Right.
She's gonna give out her last bardic inspiration to Eisen.
Thank you.
And then she's just gonna take a deep breath and then pull out her sword and dagger to activate True Sight. She's like, I want to see. I got a hunch, and then she'll look at it.
Make me a wisdom save.
I'm so great at those, guys. I'm so great at these.
You're blessed.
I need it.
I dropped my call lightning to maintain it. Use it.
Do I need to do it too for the last attack I made, or no? Because I looked at it from my Eldritch
How-
Blast.
How
It's
far?
still just a
You were
13.
underneath it though, right?
Yeah. I think
you
so,
don't
yeah.
you don't get it from underneath it. It has to have the shell
Oh.
at your direction. What did you roll, Cerridwen?
13.
Okay. So you start to see this undulating color pattern over the shell, and it's starting, I mean, you can tell that the creature's starting to rotate in space to bring more of the shell down towards everybody that's below.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you feel like it might be worth staying to enjoy this beautiful light show that it's doing for everyone.
That's just so nice. I think Hippie's on to something. We really ought to add this to our next concert.
Hipley, what do you think now that it's your turn?
Yeah. Do I have to roll first? Can I attack first, or do wisdom save first and then roll?
You need to make a wisdom save now
Okay.
because it is rotated to bring its shell to you, to all of you underneath them. Underneath it.
20, so I'm good. So Eldritch
You're
Blast.
Eldritch Blast.
But I still think it's a good idea for this. So I tell Dwayne, like, yeah, I think that is a good idea. And then, what's my Eldritch Blast at? Where did it go? Spells. First one's going to be a 17 to hit.
That hits.
Let's see. And 15 doesn't, right?
Nope.
Darn. That's 13 points of Eldritch Blast damage.
Yeah, that's a solid Eldritch Blast, though.
Jada,
Yo,
what are you doing?
I'm going to fly within 10 feet of it.
Like an eagle.
Fly like an eagle. Fly. And I'm going to do a couple of things. Hold on.
Is that what Jada does?
That would be so wild. I think that would terrify me. No, I am going to spend 2 sorcery points to do quicken spell. That's not the right tab. Whee!
Okay.
1, 2. to do quicken spell. And I'm going to turn my scorching ray into a bonus action. So you're gonna get 3 nasty little bolts at you. I hope you're prepared for that, pal. Let's go. That's a natural 1. That missed. Okay.
1 out of
that
3.
is 17. No, I meant the other one. I mean it went out of my box.
Oh.
I didn't mean it. Yeah. One more. Oh my god, you need to chill. Relax. Okay.
Too much chocolate.
And another 17. So 2 hit.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. I know my spells. That's the wrong tab.
2 out of 3 is
86.
not too bad. Not too shabby at all. More than 50% success.
66.666. Oh, I rolled like ass. 10, 11 points of fire damage.
For
That
rogue?
was so. No. Just total.
Per person.
Okay.
No, total.
Oh,
Yes.
totally. Yeah, yes.
All together now. Yes. And I'm going to use. Let's do Firebolt first
Okay, firebolt.
as my action. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get 1 shot at this. I'm gonna use my. Why do I never know what it's called? Fighting Spirit. No, I can't use my Fighting Spirit because I already used bonus action. Never mind. Straight roll. Let's go. Okay. I can't do math. 17? No. 16. That misses, right?
That misses.
Damn. All right. Whatever. So I did.
Wait, can I use my reaction to give her a d6 from my Cosmic Omen?
Yes.
Oh my god.
That's what reactions are for.
+5. 21.
That's a hit. It's a hit.
Yes. I love you. D10s. Yay! I love these. I can never find them. 1. Where's my other D10?
You and the Gorb rolled d10s. That's nice.
Wow, that's so cool.
We have
Me
so
and the
much-
Gorb.
You guys have so much in common. Oh my god.
Wait, I don't know what this is.
Doing that with everybody tonight.
Oh, a 0 is a 10, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why was I staring at this? Like, what is this?
I mean, I do that like all the time with G-Chats.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the frick is this?
It really be like that sometimes. And then, so that's 14 points of fire damage, another 14 points of fire damage on top of the other fire damage. And then I'm gonna action surge.
Okay.
Go!
Action surge.
Do it.
Action surge, and I'm gonna booming blade it.
Oh,
My
nice.
favorite.
Make it glow.
Make it glow. That. There's my action surge. Okay. Whee! Oh, much better. 23.
Yep.
Bet. That's 2d8, my guy. 1 and 2. I can't see that one. I'll do a different d8. No, I'll use that one. Whee! Ooh, okay. 6 points of slashing damage, 7 points of thunder damage, and if it moves again, it's going to take another 2d8. And that's my turn.
Okay. And
Oh, that was a lot, I'm sorry.
those little things that look like eyes, suddenly they start spewing this acid spray everywhere. Can everybody make me a dex save, please?
Ooh, sorry. Maybe.
Actually, when you
Ember.
hit, before we do that, Jada, when you hit with the booming blade,
Mhm.
you caused it damage physical, so
Mhm.
can you make me a dex save before the other one?
Sure. Okay, I got a 17 and an 18.
Okay, so you take half damage. So you take 1 point of acid damage.
Oh no.
Now everybody's dex
You
saves.
said dex, right?
Yes.
Okay, I have +5, so that's 17.
18.
8!
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
6.
Oh, I forgot my D4.
Thank goodness though for the acid.
What'd you get hit bleed?
6.
22.
Okay, so anyone who rolled under an 18 will take full damage unless they have resistance.
Fine.
Ouch.
If I'm charmed, do I still get my reaction?
You just let it happen.
I have a card that tells me this.
Yeah, I'm like, if I was like, I think it would depend on the effect in mind.
I don't know if you would because you're charmed and like looking off, you know.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, can't attack the
I don't
charmer
think
or target the charmer with harmful abilities or magical effects. The charmer has advantage on any ability check to interact socially with the creature.
Wow.
Okay, so I can take it. All right,
Okay.
I'll dodge it.
So anyone who rolled an 18 or above takes half. Anyone who rolled below that takes the full amount of 41.
One.
Okay. Apply.
That really hurt.
I have resistance, so that's halved.
I'm actually going to use my one ability for myself. I'm just burning through these shields. My stuff, but holy moly, that was a lot of
Roll a
damage for me.
concentration check. We are good.
Okay, so I gained back 6.
And as it starts to float up, it takes a moment and then it disappears into the tree line.
Did it
It takes
move?
damage from the
Becomes
booming
invisible.
blade too.
Yeah, it does.
Yep. Oh yeah, it takes damage.
Oh, that's a D10, Jazz. Don't do that. Whee! Aw, sad day. 5 points of thunder damage.
Better than nothing.
Okay, and you hear this boom up in the tree line. How would you like this thing to collapse?
Yeah!
Hell yeah.
Let's go! Well, I mean,
Y'all are under it. That may be a problem too. Although it's not a problem we haven't already seen. A house falling on, members of the party.
it's fine. Here's what I would like to happen. I would like, so basically the booming blades, sheathing energy just kind of like as it moves, it just explodes outwards and shell shards go flying. And possibly the only thing that falls was the thing inside the shell. But
Ew.
we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
But it's spectacular and beautiful, and I don't see
Yes.
anything magical.
And it just stops floating on suddenly just. And Cerridwen, can you make me a deck save, please? You and Hipley, please make me a deck save to get out of the way.
Sorry, who in Hipley?
Cerridwen was under it and Hipley was under it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you just said you, and I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, Cerridwen and Hipley. Oh, I said you.
I think it just cut out. I think all we could hear
I
is
would
like.
I heard it. I got you, Scott. I heard you.
19.
Can I? Don't say your roll yet.
Remember your bless.
Yeah. 19.
I was going to ask if I could. Well, actually, I wouldn't know because my eyes are closed. So never mind.
23.
But I kind of want to. I'm going to act like I got hit by it, though.
Okay. And Cerridwen, what did you roll?
23.
Oh yeah, you all jumped out of the way, but it looked like Hipley may have got hit, maybe by a tentacle came down on him, and he was able to, but he barely get away.
Did you just do that hit like? Oh.
Jada Lance, are you okay?
I run to Hipley and I cradle him in my arms.
Hipley,
Are you all right? There.
No, I still see the light. I still see it. It's still there. The
don't
snail.
look into the light.
Oh, look at this.
No, you too. And I'm just gonna start giving you get like a bunch of like healing words in you. She just keeps casting it over and over, so you get like 11 points back. There's another one.
Yeah. I was pretty close to death. I was like almost single digits. So
Boy,
yeah.
I should take great this session, so I'm Gucci.
You were killing it, literally killing
Thanks.
it at the end.
Thanks, Twed. I thought that was it when it landed. Oof.
I think Vesryn would have died to this if he would have survived, because holy moly, I'm down to 23 hit points.
Yeah, if it wasn't for that resistance, Desus would be out.
I got you, boo.
Yeah, the resistance was badass. That was just awesome.
I'm going to use
And
my
I
second
did.
one.
I was rolling concentration checks for that, by the way. I passed them all. So.
I rolled second wind. I rolled an 8 on the die plus 6, so that's what, 14, I think. Yeah,
Yes.
14 back. 14 back. All right. Whew, a little bit better. That was terrifying.
I thought we were barely chipping at that thing.
Mm-hmm.
I thought we had way more to go. I was like, all right, I'm
my
ready.
God, between all of you.
I was gonna go after it.
You hit it for 290 points.
Really?
That was a lot of points you were hitting it for. Between all of you, you were all doing 20, 25, 30, and not 30. I don't think anybody hit 30, but 15 was the low end.
No,
Yeah,
it was
you
11.
hit it a bunch. But as it comes down, the night starts to fade away, and you can see that there's dawn starting to come. And as the sun starts coming up, this thing is just a blob with chunks of shell all over the place, in this odor of acid in the air. And as the sun comes through the trees, you realize that it was a long funnel, but all along the funnel there are these black goo blobs with bones and stuff sticking out of them. And there's just dozens and dozens of them.
We should see if there's anything to identify these people. And then I'm going to look for treasure.
We're gonna do whatever we can. What was that, gold? Oh.
DCC get 14 back, and
Thank you.
Jada, you're getting 11 back, and I'll do another set of 2 of these. And Eisen, you'll get 10 back.
Right.
And then I'll sit down and start playing A Song of Rest.
Yeah.
Is there anything in these things to identify anybody or anything of value? Either or. Preferably the or, the value. So
Either or. Mostly or, please. I don't care so much for the either.
That's fun.
Yeah, you find... Oh. You find 36 silver pieces, 5 gold pieces, 4 rings, like wedding bands, that kind of stuff.
no. Well, we can return those.
Return those, but not their
At
money.
their funerals,
I said it and then I smiled like not really.
put them on the gravestone. There we go.
4 rings and what?
And one like necklace with a gemstone in it, a red gemstone.
Nice. All right.
Find anything?
Some coin, some rings, and a necklace. Nothing indicating who they were directly.
Can I see the necklace?
Yeah, I'll show the necklace. I don't steal from party guys. Don't worry, I'm not that kind of rogue.
She looks
Every
at
rogue
it.
says that.
Does the necklace have any like family crests on it or
No,
indicator?
it's not a
just
super fancy necklace. It's
Okay.
it's a ruby in in a pendant on a gold chain. All the chain is pitted from the acid. Same thing with the gold and the coins and stuff. But
I'll just blank
Scroll
and
down.
use detect magic to see if any of the items you picked up are magical.
No.
Well,
But
okay.
but
Come on, you already said but. Go ahead. Give
now
it
I have to
it.
think about something before I say anything. I have to
Now it's the
consider something.
wording.
Oh, fetch a pretty coin.
The coin purse that you had picked up at the
No.
the cellar is magical.
Scott, is this a coin purse that I know from back
Yeah.
in the day?
Why are you laughing like that? It's in a good purse. It has a hidden pocket to hide coins and stuff in. People won't even know you have coins.
That's I want one.
Sure, take it.
No, Jazz wants one.
She like thinks back, and it was like, wait a minute.
Oh yeah, you knew about the bag. You knew
Yeah,
about
because
it.
Vesryn had it, and
That's
she's
right.
like, I knew this looked familiar. She doesn't remember what it does.
You would remember
It's just
what
a
it
coin
does.
purse. It just holds coins.
It does something weird. That's what I remember.
I mean, she would remember what it does because we knew what it did. We knew,
Did-
we
did
know at least
she
some of what
know?
it did. Yeah, because she was there when I was trying to get rid of the bag. Remember, I gave it to what's her name, the one that was all over Morcant, and you knew about all this stuff because I had to get rid of the bag.
Was that there at that time, or was that earlier?
It was because before we left,
Yeah, I remember we had to get rid of the bag. So I was like, oh, okay, weird bag. Gotta get rid of it before we leave.
And she was there when I couldn't travel because of it.
Yeah.
It wouldn't let you teleport. It prevents you from leaving this plane, from what we knew.
It
Oh,
locks
weird
you to a plane, to the plane you're
Yes.
on,
So it's like a reverse of that thing that what's his face had.
and it is cursed, and you can't get rid of it.
Put it down, put it down, put it down.
Well, you can, but there's only a
There's-
certain way you can get rid
Right
of it.
there, you can. There's a way.
That person swindled you. Oh, here, let me give you this bag. It's it goes with the buttons.
Buttons.
They're like shit. They're like, ah.
I mean,
Well,
it doesn't
I mean,
hurt
if I-
you or anything.
Let me ask you though. You knew that Vesryn had it at one point. How would that make you feel knowing that this bag that was once in Vesryn's hand, given away, has somehow made its way back to your hands? I'm curious.
Her feelings are mixed about it because like it's Vesryn's, but he like didn't want it.
That's
You
right.
know? So she's like, now this like gaudy bag is stuck with us again, and she's like, I hope this doesn't cause problems. But like on the other end, like it might actually be helpful to like be locked into a plane, and now she's just considering burning it.
Yep. And the morning comes, and the mess is just starting to stink. But the problem is solved of the Gorb, and I think this is a good place to break.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Weird place to break.
that's full
All right.
circle, man. I'm loving that you're bringing so many things back from season one and tying them in crazy ways into the new season. I love it.
The Gorb was from season 2. Not
No,
one.
was it season 2? I
Yeah,
think
it was.
season
It was
one.
in the first half of season 1 of season 2. I mean,
I think
Yeah.
was it season really?
Yeah, it's because Sylvan and I were on our solo or duo journey.
yep.
It's when they like truly bonded.
I thought that was
Yes.
season 1 because I thought season 2 was we picked up when we were on the other island, and that's because these guys ended up joining us in season 2. We didn't.
Yeah, we
that
were a
was
few
later.
episodes in.
They came mid season.
Yeah,
Like-
it was mid-season.
Yeah,
I'd have to go
because
back and look.
yeah, 'cause
13, 14?
Brandon
Yeah,
didn't.
something like that.
Brandon didn't expect his like promotion, so he was like, "I'm gonna do
Yeah.
job stuff."
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. It was awesome having you here today. Thank you for the raid, Empatheater. We will see you next Tuesday. We have a holiday in between, so enjoy your Thanksgiving, everybody. Eat good food, too much of it. Enjoy family or friends, however you want to do it. And we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, drive safe.